And we're live.
Hello and welcome to Dungeons and Drama Majors, the live stream D&D show where a bunch of us drama majors all get together and play Dungeons and Dragons in a steampunk team universe of our own creation, where we have a ton of fun and hope you guys watching at home have some fun as well. Once again, we are doing this by distance because of the brewing plague that is out in the world. But we have the whole crew here, and we are very excited to do some D&D tonight. Yeah. Are there any announcements?
Just want to give a quick shout out to our monk, Brayden. He had a birthday yesterday. He is years old, and we love him very much.
Oh, thank you.
You're ancient now.
Old man. Yeah. I'm the oldest person in the group for everyone watching.
I'm only 7.
Yeah, and he acts like it too.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
But no, other than that, no announcements. Just
all right.
Hope everyone's staying safe.
With that, let's jump to the session today. So doing a little recap of how we left things off last session. The party completed their battle with Beekma and the Patchwork, sort of watching the burning farmhouse before them. Doing a little bit of looting, wasn't too much to be looted, as much of what was valuable was within the burning house, and the party deemed that would be a little bit too risky to go about doing, and so departed with a little bit of loot, but the most important thing was the party departed with a whole swath of vehicles.
Yeah, we did.
Like, Isla ended up commandeering the Patchwork's rover, so the sort of like all-terrain Jeep, steampunk Jeep that the Patchwork had. And the party then headed off to go meet with Freya for one last time for the third night to be spent in Freya's little seaside cove to get a little bit of rest in and also chat about the next plan and about meeting with Ezenvlag himself, as the party had now completed what was their job with Aaliyah. And heading off, coming down to Freya's little cove, the party had some very nice talks, and some talks of relationships were had, and about the future, and about what was to come next. And as the party settled down for the night, Isla and Abby did some coral fishing to get some pigments to paint the rover. And with that, the party then all went to sleep. And waking up in the morning, they found that Aaliyah was gone. Aaliyah had taken one of the bikes and disappeared. And so, in the ensuing panic, Abby and Isla headed off to follow Aaliyah's bike tracks to try and figure out what they could figure out where she went. Following them to the main road, they were unable to figure out where she went, except that she was headed in the direction of New Eden. Panic ensued, and the whole group, those waking up before Ludi, were all very scared of what would happen when Ludi woke up in the morning to find that the person who Ludi needed the most had just run away. As the party discussed what they would do and what the plan was and the hope that Aaliyah would come back, Ludi swam out to Freya in her boat just as a bike pulled up to the seaside cove, and the party met with Ezenvlag himself, who had been sent by Aaliyah to Freya's place to meet with the party. Discussions were had about Ezen's side of the agreement, about getting a note to a certain individual in the High District in a very difficult to reach place. From there, more talks were had, the party paying Ezen for an hour of his time so that they may figure out exactly what this letter is going to consist of, so they can give it to him now instead of meeting him at a later time. However, there is a little bit of tension in the party, as the last night, Isla, in her dreams, was sent a message by Prime Tech that a crew had been dispatched to collect her, and that she should not resist, and that help is coming. And so now, paranoid that a group of Prime Tech are going to come and ruin this little slice of heaven that Freya has, we pick up with our party just inside of Freya's home, where Rex has just realized he has been scryed on.
Oh!
Really?
Yep.
So last session I made a save, and I
Mhm.
realize now that I'm being watched.
That means, so since you realize you've been watched, it means you've succeeded. You succeeded your save. So you get the feeling that you're being watched, but it's that, had you failed the save, they'd be watching you and you have no idea. But since you succeeded, you get the feeling of being watched, but you know that the spell has also failed.
Okay, just another question: is Ezen still here? Has he rode away?
Ezen's still there? Ezen's sitting at the table with Freya.
Right, always on the table. Yeah.
Is there any indication on Rex's face that something's gone wrong, Kale, or Rex?
Unless he shows it.
I show it. My eyes grow wide and my lips tighten.
Rex, are you okay? Rex,
Do you feel that?
what?
I'm gonna rush to the beads of the house and just peel them open and look up at the cliff sides and just peer out. And is it nighttime? Evening time?
It's about, at this point, I think 11 a.m. 11:30.
Okay. Just gonna scan the cliff sides and see if there's anybody out there.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Who are you looking for?
That's a 2.
A 2. So
Yeah.
peering out and scanning over the cliffs, you don't see any figures looking over into the cove.
I turn back into Ludi and everybody and say, somebody's watching me.
What?
What?
It's not any of you. Somebody who isn't here, who isn't anywhere near here, is watching me.
Okay, well then it's time to go.
Do you mean like Belial?
Billy, and it could be, but from my understanding, he's always watching. An ever-present entity, but it could be. It could be that he's only truly seeing me now. But you're right, Isla, we do need to get out of here.
Time to go, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, whoever's after Jade, we don't want them coming here anyways, so where do we go?
I don't think it matters right now. I think we just drive.
But
Relax.
towards or away from New Eden?
Well, we're gonna have to go there eventually.
Towards, right?
Okay, yeah, for sure. And, as in,
Yes?
we promise we'll be able to contact you through Brett in a couple of days when this settles down.
Sounds good.
Okay,
I
is your
back it
letter
up.
ready? Yes?
What was the plan?
Is your letter ready?
Fuck.
In game time, you guys have paid Ezen for an hour to write this letter.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Black,
Yes?
how do you feel about going for a little ride? Get the wind in your hair while you're being paid to just hang out? We'll go towards the city, which is on your route. We're going to drive for about half an hour, then we'll pull over. We're going to write the letter, and then you go on your merry way. How does that sound to you?
Give me a persuasion check.
I would like to say it is on his way, and we're just cutting down his travel time and making it paid.
You don't know if he's going back to New Eden.
That's a natural one.
So with your odds, that comes to
What did you say, persuasion or
persuasion.
11?
Hey,
Ooh.
Ezen sort of takes a moment to think about it. Well, I'm not necessarily headed back to the city.
Whatever direction you're going in, love, we'll go that way. We need to leave here now, though.
Sort of sits back in his chair, takes in the whole group, and glances over at Freya.
She's who I'm worried about.
You say you have people coming after you?
As far as we know, yeah. Don't know how many, who, or when, but I don't want it to happen here.
I go close to Ezen, take a knee, and then look up into his eyes and say, somebody is scrying me. I don't know if you've ever been scryed on, but it means that they can see me. That means they can see you. We should go.
Well, if you've gotten a feeling, it means that they can't see anything. Scary thing is when you don't feel anything. That's when you know someone's watching.
So if I know that they can see me, or are trying to see me, they are not seeing me?
They're not seeing you.
Oh,
It's a bit of a sort of backwards logic to that one.
well, and yeah, shitting my pants thinking somebody's seeing me. And no, sorry, Freya, I didn't mean to swear in your house.
It's, well, sometimes emotions come out in unpleasant words.
Yes. I'm no stranger to that. But with that being said, Ezen, what Isla said is right. People are looking for us. And this is, when I looked at Freya, this is no place to fight those who are looking for us.
Freya gives you a nod. Well then, I guess we should leave you to your fishing there, Freya. I'm sorry we couldn't partake of more of the meal you've set up for us. And Freya sort of gives a little laugh and just starts to sort of pick up plates and get things all sort of reorganized back into cupboards.
I walk over to Freya. Freya, it's me. I'm here. I reach out for her hands and just like gently grab her hands,
Okay.
and then I
She
put them
pulls
up,
you back.
and then I put them up on my face,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm smiling. That's because I was happy to have met you.
Oh, well, it's not every day you meet someone with a very, young heart, such as yourself. It was my pleasure.
Freya,
Yes?
if I can ask one more favor of you, can I please borrow some paper and a writing utensil?
Give me a moment. And she
By borrow, I mean keep, unfortunately.
sort of waves you off as she heads into sort of her supply little cabinet. She starts sort of fishing through things. And then a couple moments pass and she pulls out a pretty rugged sheet of paper and what looks to be a quite thin cylinder of charcoal that has been wrapped in string. And I hope these will do. Don't have much
That's perfect.
stuff with me.
No, thank you. Ezen,
Yes?
I'm going to write this letter as fast as I can. As we're on the way, if I have to. I just need to know one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to confirm whether or not my mother will be able to respond?
I am unable to confirm that, but we'll see how the delivery goes.
If I write the letter,
Plan for it not to be responded to.
plan for it not to be responded to. Okay. Can you try, though?
I will.
Because any response from her would be immensely helpful in the events to follow. I'm going to start scribbling away as we're preparing to leave.
Okay? So Ludi's busy writing. What is everyone else doing?
I'm getting my rover ready.
Loading it up with all of the coral that you collected?
Mm-hmm. Making
I'm
sure.
gonna walk out into like the where all of our vehicles are parked, and I'm going to conjure a musket. So like I'm just gonna like look up at the places I was looking before, kind of paranoid, tapping my foot and scratching my body, and then I'll hold my hands out and it'll appear. And I'm just gonna sling it over my shoulder. And I'm just gonna stand and like watch, keeping the perception I had before, but just that's kind of what I'm doing.
Cool.
I would say I'm just kind of waiting outside as well. I would also like to take a moment to pull out that dagger I got and take a look at it, and just see if I can figure anything out about its usability.
Sort of over the night and your time sort of with the weapon and examining it, what you come to is you find out that the dagger itself, it's a +1 dagger. So +1 to damage rolls.
Cool. Ooh. Shit. +1.
So I'll say I have that in my belt and I'm just outside, waiting for the next call to be made. I haven't said much, and I'm not going to.
Okay. Abby?
Yeah, just standing with Jade. Honestly, at the side. Not really doing much, just waiting to leave.
Okay.
Anyone
Oh,
want to
wait.
ride with me?
Yes. What? You are not offering to me.
What?
I need to keep writing. Were you offering?
I said, did anyone want to ride with me?
I do. I need to keep writing the next letter.
Great, hop in.
Okay.
Okay.
So everyone hops into their various vehicles, as in pulls up his bike that he got from looks to be the same bike that Aaliyah had been riding.
Okay.
And as you all sort of click your engines on, the slight sort of hum of the aetheric engines sort of powering on and beginning to boil the steam or boil the water into steam, Freya sort of waddles out onto the porch of her house, which is still, by the way, invisible. It's still concealed. She's just like sort of hovering about 3.5, 4 feet in the air, and she just sort of watches as you all prepare and gives you all a nod. If you ever find yourself in need of asylum, she sort of glances about at the sort of lack of anything near her. Cove is open to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Freya.
Bye, Freya.
The engine running, I just holler out and say, "Your cove will be hidden for a day, and then everything will return to normal. I promise you."
All right.
As I'm gonna pull the rover into gear, spin around so that we're ready to go, and then as I'm pulling out of the cove, I'm gonna lean out of the stand up, grab onto the top, lean out of the rover, and go, "Bye, white lady. Thank you for your cold blessing."
Okay. So Isla and Ludi in the rover.
Yeah.
Everyone else on their bikes.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that mean, Kel, that we're leaving the bike behind?
No, it's in the
Ah.
rover.
Oh, yeah.
It's
The
in
one that you flung off?
No.
So this is. Have you loaded? You've loaded a second bike, so a different bike into the rover now.
Yeah, Ludi's bike is in the rover. Right?
Is it
The last bike that you put in the rover fell out.
Right. Now I also ran into a barn, so I'm figuring that accounts for that.
Okay.
So we're just gonna hope. Wait, Ludi, you
Okay.
had a bike, right?
I think what Kel's saying is we need to pack my bike into the rover right now.
what's Rex taking?
The harpy.
Rex is on the
That's-
harpy.
Oh, because you grabbed another bike.
Yeah, we all rode on separate bikes. There's a bike that we'd be leaving behind if I don't ride with Isla. Or like if I ride with
Gotcha.
Isla.
Yeah. So you guys hurriedly shove the bike in.
Hurriedly shove the bike into the back. There's nowhere near enough room. Like again, as I said before, about 2/3 of the bike is sticking off of the side of the rover.
Hold on
No.
tight, Ludi. Anyone have any rope?
I got some.
Can we?
You want me to latch it?
Yeah, please. We should have
Yeah.
kept the trailer, see? Never give stuff to people for free like that.
Yeah, we should have done that. That garage mechanic, we should have made him pay for it, at least.
He's not gonna know what gem he has.
Why aren't we leaving?
We
Give
gotta-
Give me a dexterity check with proficiency there, Abby.
Yes, sir. It keeps falling off my surface. Oh, no. That's a big 9.
Okay,
Oh.
so you tie it in. You feel the rope. You feel the knots are pretty strong, and give it a little bit of a pat, and you go. You do the the good old dad line. That isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, that isn't going anywhere. Mount up.
Thanks, Anne.
Yeah, Abby, very good. Yeah.
And we pull out.
Okay, so heading out, hopping on all your bikes, and then the two of you in the rover, you begin to make your way up the winding path that leads up and out of the cove and back onto the wastes themselves of Riss, and sort of pulling up to the main road. You guys go right towards Black Duck or left towards New Eden?
I'll take the lead and go pull left towards New Eden. But I'll wait for Ezen to come up if he wherever he is in the queue.
Mhm.
And then once he does, say, Ezen, where are you headed next? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, can't say I can tell you.
Which
Will you
direction?
join us on the way to New Eden?
Enjoy you, well, part of the way.
Okay. I think we're all heading towards New Eden. Whether we go in or not, we will figure out along the way. Right?
Yeah.
Sounds
Boom,
good.
boom, let's go. And I'd like to ride like beside Ezen, if possible, at the front.
Okay, so Ezen, sort of with you, takes the lead. What is the rest of the driving order? We have Rex and Ezen in the front.
I'll go next.
We have Jade.
And then I can take the rear.
Yeah, I think the rover will take the rear.
Okay, and then Abby is between the Rover and Jade.
Anytime Abby tries to pass me, I go in front of him. I keep an eye behind me just so that I know, so I can just kind of stay ahead.
Oh man, that's petty. Okay. Yeah. Can I be like actively scanning the horizon while I'm driving? Just sort of like tailing Jade, like making sure that
That's right.
got my head on a swivel.
Sure, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Cool. Nice. That's a solid 11.
11. Okay, so as you're driving, still having to focus on the act of driving itself, you giving a glance around, sort of watching the area around you. Again, as it's middle of the day, you can see a couple of these large figures of these huge carrion birds, probably the better part of about like a mile and a half away from where you guys currently are. Besides that, the wastes are open, flat, and empty.
Nice.
Okay.
What?
I'm imagining the wind is roaring so fast between us that I have to yell to be heard. Isla!
What?
In the Rover, you have a little bit of an easier time as you guys are pretty well side by side.
I'm almost done the letter. When I finish it, can you tell me what you think?
Yeah, of course.
Here, 2 seconds.
Up at the front, I yell about the same volume Ludi just did and say, So Ezen, I saw you pull blue energy out of your skull, which I am now holding in my medical kit. No doubt you're an aberrant, no?
It's, tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way. I wouldn't necessarily call myself an aberrant. It's not so much in my blood, more just things I've picked up.
Negatives.
Now, I wasn't under the impression that you could pick things up, save for the tattooist in New Eden. I'm sure you've heard of them. The arcane...
I've met him. I've met Zoram.
Zoran, that's the man. Oh, I was just curious how you've come into these tips and tricks, skills and tricks.
It's, to have a career as long and interesting as mine, you come to pick up certain things. I got the head thing from a pale elf that I knew about better part of 3 or 4 years ago. Won it off him in a game of cards. He had this ability to copy the memories, and I, played him for it.
That's kind of cool. I'm sure it comes in handy often, like now.
It does. Very helpful in getting information around, making sure that, although people can be pretty precise in their recollection of things, the trick is a lot more accurate.
Mm-hmm. So, will she be able to, literally see what you saw?
She knows a similar way of reading them, and pretty well she'll get the memories if it was one of hers.
All right, I trust it. I'm an aberrant myself.
Well, I assumed as much as you made Freya's house disappear, and I don't see any mechanical implements in your body.
No, but there is something behind your ear. And then I cast Mage Hand, and it's gonna go behind him, and it's gonna pull something out, and then Mage Hand's gonna disappear, and there's gonna be a minor illusion of a little butterfly that's just flapping next to his left ear now.
You see him for like a moment, sort of like glancing about as he sort of catches out of the corner of his eye this sort of glowing hand, and as he sees the butterfly sort of floating between the two of you, gives a bit of a chuckle.
I look back to the road and just drive forward as the butterfly kind of goes behind him. People in behind the butterfly can see it, and then it just kind of slowly disappears.
The rover just boom, through the butterfly.
Oh my god! I think I just hit a butterfly. We don't even have a window.
I think that the wind, would I don't think you can hit a butterfly.
Well, we definitely did.
Okay, can you focus on the letter?
Yeah?
I mean, while you're driving?
Yep, of course.
Okay, I don't know if it's any good, but I'm open to criticism.
Okay.
Okay. Lily, help is on the way. Are you alive? Are you okay? I am concerned for your well-being. Please give any indication of your well-being or any other information that may aid me in saving you. I cannot tell you who I am, but I promise you can trust me and those I am working with. Hang in there. And then I drew her favorite flower at the bottom.
Is it a lily?
No, it's actually a crocus.
Okay, because that would have been pretty vain, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I think it sounds good. Are you planning on you're planning on going to get her, right?
Yeah.
Did you say that expressly in the letter?
No.
Do you want to?
I thought it might be dangerous if it gets intercepted. They might move her or change her to a different location or make it harder to access her if I made it too clear.
And
I did say that any other information that may aid in saving you. So I don't really know if it's safe to say anything along the lines of coming to get her at all.
Does she know where she is, do you think?
Yeah, I think she knows exactly where she is.
Okay.
That's a pretty good idea myself, too.
Okay, I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. Maybe you should leave her a little clue so that she knows that it's you, but nothing that other people would know. Maybe you can be L. Maybe you draw a big, faint L just behind your whole letter, and so that way when she looks at it, she'll be like, wait, what's this? And then she'll see the L and she'll go, oh, Ludi!
Oh.
Better idea. Draw a picture of a baby. That way there's no mistaking it. She'll be like, well, I only gave birth once. Wait, unless you have siblings. Do you have siblings?
No, I don't have any siblings.
Okay, well then that's perfect.
I only gave birth once.
Well, I did write her name in my own handwriting, and then I used proper writing for the rest of it. And I hope she might recognize Lily written just in my handwriting.
Right, but didn't you say you didn't spend much time around her? I don't know about you, but I couldn't recognize anybody's handwriting, and I've spent some time around some people. Well, you guys. I wouldn't know your handwriting from Joe.
Okay, okay, I'll keep working. Should I take out the bit about please give any indication of or should I take out the bit where I said, give us any information that may aid in saving you in case it's intercepted so no one thinks someone's coming to get her?
Well, I mean, my thought is if you don't put that part in, I'm not sure why you're sending the letter.
I know. That's what I realized now. I didn't think this through.
You didn't think this through? This mission we've been on for...
No, I did, but initially I only ever intended to just tell her that I love her and to let her know that I miss her. And then I realized that maybe we could, do something that could possibly get her out, and my mind changed, and it happened really fast.
Did you say I love you and I miss you in that letter? Because if that's your sentiment, you're going to want to make sure it's pretty blatantly in there.
I worried it would make it clear who I was. I don't know what I'm doing, Isla.
It's okay. You've got a great letter. We're just going to add a few things. We want to make this foolproof. We're going to draw a big, like, sorry about that, folks. That's my computer. You're going to, but shout out, it was someone subscribing to us. Hey, JJ489, thank you very much. Awesome to have you here.
Thanks, JJ.
Thank you for the subscribe.
Okay, Ludi, yes. So what you're going to do, foolproof. First thing you're doing, drawing a very faint L behind the letter, maybe on the back of it, I don't know. Then, draw just up in the top corner a little baby.
Okay, okay, I'll do that.
Okay?
And what about the wording? I love you and I miss you.
I love you and miss you. Yeah, you should put that in there. And then, okay. Love you, miss you, baby, L. I think you have to leave that bit in there about asking her where she is and all that.
You think I gotta leave it in there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's important, I think.
Okay.
Anything else? I think that sounds pretty good.
I can't believe I didn't think this through any better.
No,
I was just...
but
yeah.
Ludi, you got surprised by your emotions. People's minds change with the weather, right? So don't feel bad. Just we'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Laura. I go back to writing the letter.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do during this this travel period?
Oh my god.
Isla's almost going off the road.
I'm just gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jade.
I was gonna make a joke. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just subtly draw my Blundergoon, and I'm gonna stick it under my thigh on the seat of the motorbike, so that way it's just quickly, easily able to be drawn. While
Okay.
that's all.
So is there any destination in particular you guys are headed for? Are you guys going straight to New Eden? Are you guys...
No, I think we just drive for half an hour, and then we pull off the road.
Yeah.
That's what I was suggesting before we left.
Okay. So driving for about half an hour in the direction of New Eden. 10 minutes pass, 15, 20. So eventually about half an hour rolls by, and sort of glancing off to the two sides of the road, it is pretty well just barren wastes on either side of you, and choose to pull over.
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
So Rex and followed by Ezen start to sort of veer the party off the road. And do you guys go right off the road? Do you guys go a little ways beyond?
I think putter for a good couple minutes, just off of the road, so we're not just in the ditch.
Cool. So the party veers off, making this sort of path in the dirt and dust, where this convoy of 5 vehicles all veers off the road and heads into the waste. And after a couple minutes, you all sort of coalesce, and the engines begin to sort of calm down until eventually they're shut off. From the position you guys are in right now, you guys can see the road that you guys have just come off of, sort of extending off to the sort of north, what would that be, to the northeast and then to the southwest. You can see sort of this diagonal line of the road. Besides that, for about as far as you can see around you, there's just bits and places where there's a couple trees here and there that are completely leafless and mostly dead. There are some of the sort of metallic carcasses of various farm equipment and things that have rusted into place in various spots across the sort of open area, which what used to be farmland.
I'm gonna get off the harpy and then just like stroll, like kind of like acknowledge Ezen as we go by, and then hurriedly move over to the rover. And I'm just gonna like sit on the hood of it and then look in through like where the windshield would be at the two of them, and tap my fingers like this on the hood and say, "So, how are you doing, Ludi?
Huh?
How are we doing, Ludi?"
With the letter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just take a deep breath and read it out loud again. I mean,
deep breaths.
Well, you're going to have to find 1 second, and then I'm gonna come around like to his seat. I'm gonna like sit on the seat with him. Like I have like probably a quarter of it, and I'm just gonna rub his shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So staring over my shoulder, you'd be able to read that the letter now says, "Lily, help is on the way. Please respond with any indication of your whereabouts, your well-being, and anything else that may aid us in rescuing you. I love you, and I miss you. Prepare yourself, and stay safe." And then underneath that, there's a picture of an eye, like an eyeball, with a little teardrop. I think she'll know what it means, hey?
A teardrop comes out of my eye, and my tongue licks it up faster than anyone can see.
You're like a lizard licking its eye.
Like, I cry because you miss her so much?
She'll know what it means.
And I look over at Isla and I nod. And I grab it with your hand too and say, "Are you ready to give it to him?" And I take it and I'm gonna fold it in just two, like so it's nice and tight. I'm gonna get up off the seat, put a hand on the back of Ludi's head, kiss his forehead, and then move towards Ezen.
Okay. Ezen has hopped off his bike and has lit what looks to be a pretty thick cigar, and is currently just sort of like leaned up against his bike, smoking a cigar.
I turn my back to him and quickly cast minor illusion for a cigarette with smoke to come off of it. And I'm going to walk towards him, just take a last puff, and then throw it into the sand, and then kick sand or dust at it, and then that's when it disperses.
Nice.
And then moving towards him, I wave away some of the smoke in my face and hand him the note.
He sort of keeping the cigar in his mouth, takes the note. Well, this is it.
I follow behind Rex. Yeah.
Ludi wants to say is in there.
All right. So I know who this is going to. I know to try and get a response, if that is possible. Is there anything else I should know before I take this to its destination?
If it's possible, she may not be able to write a response, but as long as you can relay what she says to me, or to whoever delivers the letter, or can you tell me anything about how it's going to be delivered? Will it be slipped into where she's being kept? Will she discover it like on a plate of food, or is someone going to have a real conversation with her that she can trust?
It is not anything to my knowledge at this moment. The first day or so, we'll be scoping the place out. Next couple, we'll be figuring out how to get in.
Unless there's a way you can think of making it easier for her to respond that I can add to the letter, then that's all I have to say. Like a place where she could hide a response to be picked up or something like that. Is there anything along those lines that might be helpful to add?
I don't know the place well enough to know anywhere where she could hide it.
Okay. Well, if you discover anything, feel free to add a postscript to the letter then. That would make it easier in her being able to respond.
All right.
As well as any information you can get about the place where she's being kept that may aid me in what I intend to do next would be very helpful. But aside from that, I don't know. It's Rex. It's just, it feels like one shot. I've got one shot to try to say the right thing, and I'm worried I'm missing some detail, or I haven't thought it through well enough, and I don't know if it's enough, or I don't know if it's too much, if it's too revealing. Or...
At one point, you've just got to go with your bet.
I speak in Ludi's head and just whisper, "Draw the baby."
That's all.
Yeah, so Ezen takes the note, pops it into one of his pockets, and takes in the group one last time, takes another puff of the cigar. Well, is there anything else I can help you folks with? You guys have, and he pulls out a small pocket watch. Well, you've paid me for another 30 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Isla, just quickly, are you going to make contact with us again, or do we need to reach out to you? When the job is done, I mean.
Takes a second, sort of looks at the group, looks at his nails. Well, in the event that you need to contact me again, and he goes to the bike and starts going through one of the saddlebags and eventually finds what he's looking for, which looks to be something wrapped in this quite fine brown fabric, and sort of brings it out and starts unwrapping it. Should you need to contact me, all you need to do is say what you want into this. And he produces a small, quite smoothly crafted stone with what looks to be the shape of an ear that has been carved into the stone itself.
I reach out and I take the stone.
What is that? What does it do?
Well, let's say it's a way for
Yes.
communication to be passed across distances.
Do you have more? Where did you get it? Where can I get one? Are they expensive?
Are difficult to come by, even harder to make.
Oh.
They're, well, I only have so many. But, again, Aaliyah spoke quite highly of you all, and, well, I think you ought to have one.
That is so cool. I have a question. If we're done with the serious ones,
Yeah.
could I try a hit of that cigar you've got there, like a puff, a little? I just never had one before, and I'm curious. It smells fantastic. Like somehow it smells like cherry and wood, and also like smoke.
I whisper to Rex, curiosity killed the cat. Oh.
Ezen sort of pauses for a moment, and then,
I'm
So is it-
harmless. Well,
oh,
unless you cross me.
and he goes back to his bike and fishes through the saddlebags again. I'll
Yeah.
do you one better. And fishing out through the bags itself, let me just see if I can find them here. There it is. He produces a small wooden box with what looks to be like a little bit of a brass hinge on the back of the box. And opening it up, you can see on the underside of the wooden cover is a slightly cartoonish image of a whale smoking a cigar. And underneath it, you see the brand name Smoking Willies. And inside, there's 3 cigars sitting there. He offers you one.
Really?
Go right ahead.
I look at them and pick.
I can assure you they're all the same.
Oh, I know. Just something special about getting to choose, right?
Indeed.
I take the one on the far left. I hold it up, and I
That
smell it.
one's
The way
exploding
I've
cigar.
what?
That one's the exploding cigar.
Ah. I smell it the way I've seen people do in bars, you know, where they just look at it and then they like smell along the length of it. And I can't wait. Thank you, sir.
He
Only
reaches
cost me
into his
50
pocket
gold.
and produces a lighter, and
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. If I don't finish it now, can I finish it later? If I try it now, can I finish it later?
if you make sure it's out,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Light me up, cowboy.
and with his small brass lighter, gives you a light. Sort of watch, just waiting.
Oh, what's the best way to hold this?
Well, it's bigger than a cigarette. You're gonna want to either hold it. Best thing to do is between fingers.
These two?
No.
These two.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you'll work on it.
Okay, and then I take a drag of it.
Okay. It's a very nice cigar. Whatever these are, they're expensive.
Oh!
But,
Oh!
yeah, there you go.
Oh.
It is also smoke in your lungs for probably the first time.
No! That is mighty delicious. Thank you. Oh God.
Tyler, you okay?
I'm living my best life.
You sound like you got a frog in your throat.
No, I've got cherry in my throat. Whew.
Kind of ahead of everybody else, I would like to. I don't think Abby and I are like really. We're kind of just ahead chilling. I would like to look at Abby. You see anything on the horizons? Anything strange coming towards us, or do we look pretty good?
Yeah, I see lung cancer on Isla's horizon, but is there anything else, Kel?
Watching, you've kept pretty good eye on the road. During this time, you've seen one small group of vehicles come from the New Eden direction, heading towards Black Dock. But besides that, hasn't really been anything of note.
Yeah, nothing. Clear as day.
That's good. It's gonna be safe to get to New Eden, probably.
Yeah, I hope so. Are we actually going back in, or like, what's the plan here?
I don't know. I think we should ask the others.
Ezen, are you a good fighter?
Well, depends on what you classify as fighting.
Alright, like if it came down to it, do you think you could take me?
Well, I do have to say my specialty is, removing people before they know I'm there. So
That's mine too. Look, and I pull up. Nope. I show him. Nope.
I pull my skirt.
No, I very normally show him my garters.
He sort of gives him a bit of a look and impressive.
Yes. We could probably fit you some too.
I don't think those are quite my style.
Oh, come on, cowboy. That go really good with your cigars. You can keep them all along your legs, and that way you always have access.
That would,
Isla, judging by the fact that I don't see a single weapon on him, he may have some garters of his own. Eh? He might be packing, if you know what I mean.
Are you packing?
he sort of to his bike.
I mean something else entirely.
And addressing you all once again, says, well, if you're headed in the New Eden direction, from what I've heard from Aaliyah, you have all, had some less than positive interactions with the Blackguard and overseers.
You can say that again. I said you can say that again.
I have a way into the city that might be of use to you.
Yes, it would be.
A
Is
easy
that
way.
him?
He has a way into the city, Rex.
You dirty son of a bitch! Where?
Well, best way to access it is to approach New Eden from the eastern wall. Don't take the roads. Don't make your way to the northern entrance. If you follow the eastern wall around, once you get underneath the rails for the tram system, you'll find underneath there is a wall, the New Eden's eastern wall. Though among those stones there is a single stone that I've carved a symbol into it. It's maybe the better part of about 3 feet off the ground. Pressing it will open my entrance into the city. Following this opening, you'll find yourself in a tunnel. Follow the tunnel to its end. You'll reach a locked door, and you'll need a combination for the door. The combination sort of looks around to you all. You ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
write it on my.
It's 22, 31, 7.
22, 31, 7.
Yes.
And Kale, I just want to do a quick, history check to see if I can remember, not exactly, but roughly how long the Eastern Wall is.
Okay. Give me a survival check for that.
Okay. 18 on the die, 3 plus 3, 21.
So you know roughly from what would be considered, New Eden is mostly sort of circular in shape. So the eastern wall sort of bleeds into the northern and southern walls. But the best that you can guess, the eastern wall is probably the better part of about 3.5 miles long.
Okay. As in, the Eastern Wall is about 3.5 miles long. Is the symbol small? Are we going to have to look along the entire Eastern Wall? Is it going to be up? Can you give us any indications to where it might be along the Eastern Wall?
Well, as I said, it's underneath the tram tracks.
Oh, the tram track. I'm sorry, I got confused. Okay. It's underneath the tram tracks.
Yes.
I've never taken the tram. Is it? Are the tram tracks above the ground?
The tram tracks are above the ground, yes. They come over the wall.
Oh, okay. Well, that should be easy then.
Mr. Black,
Yes.
this boots us out into the High District, yeah?
Once you pass through the locked door, please make sure you close it behind you. It only locks that way. The outer door closes itself, but this one, still working on getting it to close itself.
Got it, Master.
Passing through that door, you'll find yourself in something that I'm using, which is a abandoned service station that New Eden once used to work on the some of the electrical work as well as some of the sewage work in the city, but it's been out of commission for a while. In this station, you'll find a ladder that will lead you up to street level. Got to get through one of the manholes, but you'll find yourself in one of the back alleys in would that be western side of New Eden's Mid District.
Of the Mid District.
Yes.
Okay.
And do you change the password frequently?
Not too frequently, but if I happen to have allies who I deem are no longer worthy of knowing the password, I will change it. But should I change it and you are not the people in mention, then I will let you know.
Through the ear thing.
Indeed.
I have a couple more questions, and I think we still have you for 25 minutes, if that's okay.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Shoot away.
Question the first. The stone. Does it have unlimited uses? Like, could we become, like, chit-chat pals if we wanted? Not that we would, but could we? In theory, Mr. Flag.
In theory, the object only works once every 3 days.
Whoa. Okay. See? Good to know. Now, does that mean that if I reach out to you via the Earstone on Tuesday, you can't reach out to me until Thursday or Friday? Or can I reach out to you, but then I can't reach out to you again for 3 days, but you can reach out to me?
Yes.
And if I reach out to you, can you answer me even though you already messaged me yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. Stone. Okay, now my question the second. Do you know of any ways that one would travel from the mid-district to the high district if, say, for example, they were wanted on multiple accounts of, like, say, felonies and theft?
Well, most of the people I associate with are wanted on multiple accounts of arson and theft, if that's what you said.
We're in good company then.
Well, indeed. And the way that I know to use the most, although I have a bit of a working relationship with her, is Fontaine's checkpoint.
Oh,
Great.
great for us.
She loves us.
She,
The
woman, Isla.
I said she.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said he.
No, I said she, but thank you. Okay, go to Fontaine. Go to... Now, it's been a while since I visited Fontaine, probably about a week. And we were contracted to go see her, so forgive me for being ignorant. But would one want to give her a heads up that you're coming? Or could one just, like, pop in and say, hey, remember us?
When you've developed a relationship with Fontaine, then yes, walking in and showing up unannounced is fine. However, as you all don't seem to be connected as closely with her, maybe best to send at least a bit of a heads up of your arrival. Best way to do that would probably be through the Black Emporium.
Just, oh, right.
You do know how to
right.
reach
Yeah.
Black Emporium.
But now the Black Emporium is in the mid-district.
We got it, yeah.
Okay.
Frequent shoppers.
Well, oh, am I allowed to go in there? Oh, they don't know.
We've been there before, Isla.
There's no reason anybody, despite their background, should be restricted from the Black Emporium, but
No.
any serious transgressions may.
I just mean I stole a couple things the last time we were there.
Yes.
We weren't caught.
No, I wasn't caught. I'm almost never caught. I'll just change my face. It's fine.
Good call.
Never mind. Evan, I can't do that.
Oh, okay.
She was referring to the fact that I can do this, and I spin around like this. Woo! And then when I come back, I'm like a really rosy-cheeked, kind of like me, but like bulbous, fat human with ginger hair. And I go, oh, look, a different guy. And then I spin again, and now I'm like the sexy tiefling, kind of like Flame, except I'm like ashy gray. Look at that. Who is this mysterious man? And the last time I spin around, I'm back to Rex, but I've just got like snot coming out of my nose. See? Aha! Oh! And I dismiss the disguise.
That is a very useful ability.
Absolutely.
Hey, you seem like a man with lots of work.
Indeed.
If you ever need, like, people, we're pretty good at our jobs.
Well, on that note, if you are interested, you have all set into motion something pretty extravagant here with the fall of Vikma. Set in motion the collapse of the opiate before they're even able to get a stranglehold on New Eden itself. I myself and Aaliyah as well are going to continue that work of making sure the opiate isn't able to root itself in the mid, high, or low districts. We would be more than happy to accept the help, but also understand if you have other things on your plate. You've helped us enough as it is.
Help is in... Paid help.
It would be hired help, indeed.
Okay. See, a girl needs to get her cinnamon heart, so just had to ask. Okay. Well, you have the ear.
As points to you. Do you?
I must say to you, Ezin, I'm not sure if Ilya knew, or if she told you because she knew, or if she didn't. I know something about the opiate. I disguised myself as one of their lackeys, and then was in the room when Vikma was with a gentleman who has great magical capabilities. Are you familiar, perhaps, with the name that is almost here in my mouth?
Undarin!
Of a high elf named Undarin?
I can't say I've had the pleasure of meeting him personally, but I have heard the name in my research into the opiate.
Okay.
Rather impressive, seeing as how you had a run-in with the leader of the opiate himself and left alive. There aren't a lot of people that can, tote that.
Bless you. Yeah.
Thanks.
Bless.
We better get out of the wastes. I don't think it's very good on his nasality. But
I'm fine.
what all I'm getting at here, Ezin, is that it seemed as if Undarin was displeased with Vikma's efforts and his I don't know. It didn't really seem. Vikma was trying really hard to impress Undarin, and Undarin didn't seem very, I don't know, impressed or pleased or interested in what Vikma had going on. We may have toppled one leg of the opiate, but I think Undarin has great strength aside from them. So I'd be careful next time. And
Well,
that goes for Aliyah too.
I appreciate the concern and the worry. The other sort of branch that Aliyah and I are looking into, well, Aliyah, as we speak, is sort of the next rung up in the opiate, is a group known as the Faceless. They, well, similar to sort of motions to you, Rex, they have a knack for shape-shifting. Whatever their opiate is that they produce and consume, it allows them to change their bodies and their voices, and, well, in such a way that it holds up to physical inspection.
Really?
And is it something that they take once to change forever, or they take frequently to maintain a change?
It is not information that I know at this point.
It's good to know, though.
I think
It
it
sounds
clout
like physical
would be
inspection.
in getting a hold of some of their stock and maybe taking them down in the meantime.
And if you have any information about them, the stone, if you could contact us to let us know. Personally, I just fear now, especially that Undarin knows who I am, that I may be putting the rest of my friends at risk.
Well, if I do get an opportunity to pass on some information, I will try my best.
Thank you.
I have a question for you.
Indeed.
What do you hope to accomplish by taking down the opiate?
Well, there are forces at work in New Eden that would prefer another group coming into New Eden to find other places of work. I am employed by this individual or group of individuals, and that is what I am currently contracted to do.
Indeed. This is a long shot, and I know we have 2.5 minutes left with you. I kind of look over to Yaden Abbey a little further away, and then to Ludi, and then like straight at Isla, and then still looking at Isla, I say, "Are you familiar with silence?" And then I look to as a
I can't say I've heard the name. No.
he's an elusive gentleman. I'm assuming he's a man. I want an insight check to see if he's perhaps misleading us by saying he doesn't.
Give me an insight check.
That's a 3.
Okay.
300 or just 3?
Just like 1, 2, 3.
He's
Oh, 123. Yeah.
he's telling the truth.
He's a person not many know, so I don't expect you to. It's just curious. You're a smuggler. He's, well, him.
What is it
I'll
that
say no more.
Silence is interested in? What is his line of work?
Adoption.
What did you say?
Adoption. Looking at you. I didn't actually say that. I'm just.
He's a freer of people and a man of justice.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit like
Also, hired help.
sounds a bit like Fontaine's boys to me.
No, not like gang justice, like real justice.
Sort of.
Well, I do hope to make this person's acquaintance at some point.
You probably will.
When
I
you
thought
do,
you-
when when you do, tell him that we give you their stamp of approval.
Well, I will be sure to tell him that. What should I refer to you as when I tell him?
He called me Ala.
All right, I will say that Isla says hi.
Nice to meet you.
Sort of looks at your hand and gives it a shake. Begins to hop onto his steam bike and looking back at you. Well, I do wish you well in all of your endeavors and do hope that, you get a honest payday from Bree.
I look forward to talking to you every 3 days.
He sort of shakes his head and you hear the engine of the steam bike turn on and he begins to pull away and head towards the road.
Good luck.
He gives a bit of a wave as he's going and sort of speeds off to the road.
Boy, he grows on you. Hey, I didn't like him at first. I think I like him now.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
A true cowboy. Like you were saying.
He makes me feel on edge.
He's kind of a dick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jade.
honestly.
That's
like,
okay.
Yeah.
Don't you just love that a little bit, though?
No, I don't.
Okay. Cool.
he reminds me of somebody.
Hey,
Oh, not just another dick I know. He's
What are you getting at?
He's very professional. He's very to the point, well put together, but he's sharp. You know, he reminds me of like a pineapple.
And please tell me what exactly a pineapple is.
Well, they're very.
Metaphorically.
Well, here's the thing about the pineapple is that they're beautiful, and you're attracted to them by looks. And as in, he's very, like I said, put together. He has mystique, and then you go to touch him, and you're. Well, I'm not saying I tried to touch him, but you know, he's a little abrasive. But then once you get to the middle, I'm sure there's a sweet inside.
yeah, he gives you a cigar.
That was very sweet.
Yeah.
Is that why you were coughing so much?
What?
Are you okay?
I did not like it. I'll be honest with you. I think it was very unenjoyable. But maybe it's just the wrong circumstances because I think people typically have them as celebration. So I'm going to save it. And then when we celebrate something, we'll all try it. And maybe it'll be better then.
How about you try it? Because I'm not a smoker.
Oh, okay. Well, no pressure, but I just offer.
Thank you.
I'm not a smoker.
Why start? It's not good for you.
Okay.
I just don't want you to get your lungs all bad or something.
Okay. Sorry, Jade.
Don't be sorry. God damn it. I turn away. I kind of grin and cross my arms as I look off in the distance and kind of chuckle a little bit.
A celebration is when we should use it, absolutely. However, we did accomplish something great. You lot. You beautiful lot. We have escaped danger of little boy, assailed Vikma and saved Aliyah. Back to little boy we went and killed Vikma. And then on top of it all, we found Ezen.
Mm-hmm.
Days long searching, here, there, high and low, in the low district of all places. And we found him. After a bit of a scare with Aliyah leaving on us.
But not even just to be found him. He likes us.
I think so.
He did take
He wants to work with us.
almost all of my money, but he gave us a way into the city. He gave us an ear. And he's taken Ludi's letter.
Quite helpful.
But that being said, the mission isn't over yet. What I told you three, and what Ludi knew, or he knew a little more, is that we were going to learn about Ezen's whereabouts for 1,000 gold reward. If we give this information to Brit, and I pat my healer's kit, then we will get the reward. But also, you now know, there was an additional bit to the contract, and that is the letter. So, going to Brit is now the next step on this journey, but with people after Yade and somebody scrying on me. I don't know how you all feel about going into New Eden right now.
Well, I think it's necessary, isn't it?
Okay.
What is crying?
I felt somebody's eyes on the back of my head. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But then
It's a form of magic. People can watch you without having to be near you. But if you felt it, it means that they failed.
Well, this is good.
Oh,
But they could have tried again.
What if you felt it? Would you feel it if they didn't fail?
You wouldn't.
Jade, what do they see when they look at you?
I haven't practiced this kind of magic, so I don't personally know, but I think it's along the lines of seeing where you are and what you're doing, who you're with. I don't know if it travels with you. I don't know a lot about the magic. I'd have to spend some time exploring it, but that's not what I work in. I don't do intel.
Which makes me think that it wasn't Billy, because, well, Billy has kind of let me go on my own way, I think. And I don't think that, unlike some sort of deity or God, for God's sake, watches those who follow them day in, day out.
Well,
We've made an agreement.
who would want to scry on me?
Maybe someone who has the ability to control magic in a great means. Somebody who's able to teleport away from the maelstrom.
So, Jade, do they have to be an aberrant to scry?
Technology's advancing.
I have a feeling Undarin did it. Think about it. Only moments after Vikma's attack at the little boy's manor, we'll call it ground zero.
Little boy's manor.
The bikers who are all around us escape, probably no doubt head straight back to the maelstrom and give word to Undarin. Undarin then scries to see where we are so that they can send a task force to take us out. That is 2 groups after us now. One knows where we are through Yade's premonition.
So we have one coming from each direction, is what you're telling me.
We don't know what direction they're coming from either, but
We're in a death sandwich.
No, wait. If we've got 2 groups coming at us, you think we could just, like, lay a trap, and then they'd, like, come together, and then they'd be like, hey, wait a second.
That's
Like, watch.
But that's if they come at the same time. We don't know when they're coming. We don't know how they're coming. So that's making a big assumption. And then it's also assuming that they get there and they both go, oh, look, more people, might as well kill each other, instead of just both killing us.
Yeah, you know what? When you're right, Jade.
Well, Abby, what kind of trap did you have in mind?
Like I didn't actually. You know, thinking through the logistics of this idea, it's kind of flat around here. Probably wouldn't work. But,
well, if the idea forms, takes a bit more shape, you should share it again.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
You might be onto something. Like
What's
maybe
that, Bella?
you might be onto something. Maybe it's not a physical trap, but it could be like the next time Rex knows someone's watching, we'll all spring into like actor gear, and I'll go, "Ooh, so glad we're on our way to Nimbus."
I mean, like
He might not know he's being watched.
Yeah.
He'll be watched and we won't know.
So we just always have to lie around Rex.
But when they'll see where we are.
Much. I mean, but maybe this is the way we do it because we know that the last time they tried it didn't work. So maybe the next time they try and it succeeds, assuming that that's like only a couple times a day, maybe once a day, then maybe we're in New Eden. And then like we go, we get our money, we get out right away, and then they think that we're in New Eden still. We got a little bit of a head start.
That's a good plan.
Well, if we go to New Eden, if we do go, I mean, like now, we head through Ezen's secret passageway. We're in the Middle District. I do have a place that we can stay as well. We can go to Fontaine's place, the aviary, and that's our way into the High District. We have means to survive.
The apiary. Was it the aviary or the apiary?
Was it bees or birds?
Yeah,
Right?
the birds and the bees.
It was an apiary, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bees, wasn't it?
I think so.
Birds and bees are, in some ways they're related. And with that place, I think they are.
I am not good with animals. However, we could go there if we need to get to the High District. All I'm saying, New Eden has the criminal infrastructure for us to thrive and potentially survive.
And keep each other alive.
We will probably have to go through Brit first because we're probably going to have to pay to use Fontaine's Passage. And I don't know about you, but Essen tapped me out, so...
Yes.
Me too.
Well,
I've got
then,
a bit.
well, then go.
We did. No. Didn't she promise to give us a free passage into the High District anytime we needed?
I'm pretty sure you all have that coin, do you not?
Yeah.
We do.
The Fontaine coin, and I can just go invisible.
Right.
I think we've done enough work for her at this point that it would be unfair for her to expect payment.
So are we planning on heading towards the New Eden, or do we want to take a moment just to wait out here to see if somebody does come and then fight them? Because it might be better to fight people out here in the wastes, not where there's going to be overseers everywhere. If people come and attack us in New Eden, well, then we've got maybe 2 groups plus overseers.
I agree.
And also, I just want to bring up, because last time it happened, it never really got answered, but I just want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to just release some information if they're hiding something or if there's something they want to get off their chests, just in case.
Yo, Jade, you keep bringing this up. Like,
This is the second
have something
time,
to
because the
say?
first time nobody said anything because the session ended.
I'm just saying, like, you seem pretty insistent that, like, someone's hiding something from you. So, like,
In a way,
maybe you wanna reveal.
I'm just bringing it up because, well, it's happened a lot with this group.
All right.
I'm just opening up the space.
I don't know if this is a question for Sheldon or for you, Sheldon, or for you, Kale. But do I get any indication that Jade is directing this at me? Because right now I'm just assuming he's not directing it at me because of everything I shared. But I just want to make sure I get a clear picture of it.
I will say in my head I wasn't looking at anybody when I was saying that. I was like looking at the ground and trying to just keep it open and not. I was very much trying to make it like not directed at anyone.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't want to roll to check anything.
I mean, like, I hope y'all think that I'm an open book, right? So you can just ask me anything, anytime, any place. Maybe not any place, but you know.
Okay.
Did you prefer the blue beard?
Look, how about this? What? I'm just saying. You guys don't know a lot about me because I don't like to let people know things about me. Because it's dangerous. But I trust you guys. So, I guess I will tell you my real name. My name is Jaden. Jaden Shade. I don't know if you've ever heard of Shade people, but it's my family name.
You know,
Little man.
people.
Give me a history check.
19.
You do not recognize the name.
Do I?
Give me a history check.
Can I roll an insight check to see if he's revealing something real? Or if he's just trying to make me talk?
12.
No, Abby, you don't recognize the name.
And...
Glance at Rex and then back at Shade.
31.
One on insight?
Nope, that's a lie. That's wrong. That's very wrong. 26. Sorry. Bad math.
You get the feeling that this is true.
So, you've had to conceal your identity.
Well, for overseers and whatnot, I have a fake ID, which I got to make my last name Little Man because that's funny. But, yeah.
Sense of humor, Jaden, I should say.
You can still call me Jade. I'm used to it by now. It's been years.
What would you prefer?
I don't know. I guess
How
I'm
about Monsieur Shade?
I prefer no Monsieur no matter what you call me.
What about Yaden?
You guys are going to call me whatever you want anyways.
Oh, I got Senior Shade.
Okay. I wouldn't actually... I think maybe don't call me Jaden and don't mention my last name.
Jade?
Well, never.
Is there a reason that we should be careful about mentioning your last name? Like, do you come from important people? Or, like, bad people? Or not that your family are bad people, but, like, that would be, like, the public's eye.
I don't know too much about my family. I know that I do have family north of here. I don't know what they're like. I think they might be pirates.
Wait, how far north, bud?
What's it called again, Kel?
The Broken Coast.
The Broken Coast.
All right. Do you know what part?
Not exactly. No, I actually... can I do a history check to see if I do know what part?
Give me a history check.
I feel like I might. Shit. Maybe not. 5.
You remember hearing stories about the Broken Coast. From what you remember, it was somewhere near the water on the coast. It wasn't like the inland part of the Broken Coast, but that's all that you can really remember.
It's in the watery part, like the coast part of the coast. I've never been. I've only heard little stories. That's where my mom's from.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like, you know, Nimbus is, like, on the Broken Coast, right?
Oh.
Or, like, it kind of, like, floats above it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, who knows? Like, maybe I know your parents. Maybe my parents know your
You don't know
parents.
my parents. You might know my grandparents.
Maybe your grandparents and my parents are, you know, buds. Actually,
Maybe.
probably not. I didn't know too many halflings when I was young, but...
I don't know. But that's the truth behind, I guess, my name. The reason I hide it is people don't like aberrants here, and people don't like shades.
Does your family name have a reputation? I haven't heard of it before, and I'm surprised.
I don't know how big the reputation is. I don't know much about it, but I'm pretty sure it's negative. Not here. Here, it's just being an aberrant is bad. But I'm not sure if my family has been good to people. I kind of want to find out. 'Cause I don't know. I don't know too much about them. Been a New Eden kid my whole life.
Well, there's been talk about, well, I suppose Isla, you Isla in particular, wanting to see wanting to visit Nimbus, and I know that's a bit tricky for you, Abby. But if that's where your family comes from, Jade, after we we save my mom, I'll need a place to hide her, and it won't be able to be in New Eden. And I was trying to rack my brains of a place that might escape the reaches of the Ravens and I mean, I'm not as concerned about the Overseers, but that may be beyond Shaw's reach in general. And I thought of Nimbus, actually, but also the Broken Coast. And maybe we could kill a few birds with one stone and travel back to your roots, Jade, and maybe we can repair some of the broken relations between you and your people, Abby, and Isla can see the city in the sky, and Rex and I have never been on a trip together other than this crazy adventure the past week. It might be nice to go somewhere nice together.
Well,
I
Abby
need
looks
to
like he
find
just
out.
shit himself, so I don't know how.
What did you say, Isla?
Abby doesn't look too thrilled by that thought, as nice as it is.
Yeah, like, I don't know, guys. I mean, like, my folks, they're all right, but, like, I'm just more scared of people that, made a little angry at one point. And, like, they're still mad, as far as I know, right? Like, Silence gave me a little bit of a notice, like, he knows what sort of hot water I'm in. He gave me a little note, right, from sort of, like, persona numero uno of that whole operation. So, like, that hasn't calmed down, and I'm still, man, that's terrifying to me. Like, I don't want to,
Well,
like, Jade, like, it's a big place. Like, Broken Coast is much, much larger than, like, the place that I've ever seen.
I have a feeling the last name might lead us to them.
Yeah. So, like, maybe we could figure out where Jade is and, like, not have to worry about me at all,
I mean, also, they can't see you, they can't harm you.
Yeah, I hope not.
Abby, are you just in trouble on the Broken Coast, or do you have trouble following you in New Eden too?
I mean, she's like, sort of like, like, I made this captain mad. Her name's Umara,
Yeah, you told me.
and she, as far as I know, she's not allowed to come to New Eden. Her and Shaw's group aren't really friends at all,
Yeah.
So, as far as I know, New Eden's actually the only place where I'm safe from her, becoming less safe by the day for other reasons. Oh,
Like reasons that we've done, or
yes, sir.
Well, I'm not trying to pressure you, Abby. I'm sure there's a million places I could hide my mom. Well, not a million, but I can think of other places. But maybe if New Eden was your last sort of refuge, and it's becoming more dangerous by the day, like you say, maybe it might be worth it trying to repair damaged relationships back home. And you have us for protection, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how bad? Is there anything you could do to repair those old grievances?
Maybe. I don't know. She's just not known to take prisoners, right? Or seek forgiveness if she has set her mind to something.
Well, what about repayment? Like a favor or something?
I mean, we could see about that, honestly.
You could write her a letter.
You know what? I could. That's probably a good idea, actually. As long as we could make sure that there's no way that she could know actually where it came from.
Well, I'm sure there's a way to deliver it from New Eden. It's the city of possibility.
Also, I saw a map of Emeria once, and you guys, this place is huge. So I don't think it either has to be New Eden or the Broken Coast, but there's other places too. Totally neutral ground, right? Where we can go where nobody's wanted for straight up murder and...
That's true.
That is true. Okay, so you guys know more about me now. We know a lot about Abby. Ludi's told us a lot about himself. I don't know if there's anything anyone else would like to share.
True, Rex, we don't really know much about you.
That is lie. You know so much about me.
That is
We actually
not
do
true.
know quite a
Every
lot
time I
about
ask
We
you...
do know quite a lot about Rex.
No,
He's a
every
drug
time I...
dealer aberrant. Rex Murgalax. He's got Billy. I think I know more about Rex than almost anyone here.
Yeah.
I think Rex is slippery, because every time you ask him a question, he answers a different question.
That you did not ask me. It's true.
But we're still figuring things out when he answers them.
I actually just avoided your question there. That is proof of
See?
Isla's statement.
Slippery.
I will slip into a direction that I think you want me to be slipping. I don't know if I've told you about my parents. I may have. My father,
Put my arm on your back.
Zentilaron Murgalax.
Oh.
He was a politician. We lived in the Middle District, had a good life, me growing up. He often told jokes and stories alongside my grandfather, Rexalot, who I'm named after. And my father's campaign promise was to provide equal rights to Goliath and half-orc kind in the lower district. He thought that the way they were framed by the rest of the city, being monstrous and dumb brutes, was unfair to what they are actually doing for the city, which is making it grow. Apparently, what I learned from a very close friend is that he was exiled to the lower district for his beliefs, which go against many other politicians, some more powerful, and that the Ravens assassinated him in his home in the lower district. My mother was sent with him. Her whereabouts, I can only assume, are as grim as his. Now, that all being said, when I learned of this, and I was forced to find other means of survival as a young dragonborn in the mid-district, all I had was my grandfather. And he was slain too, by a petty criminal of the Booker's gang. So you can understand my malice towards them, as well as the Ravens. I seek to see New Eden changed. But I'm no dummy, despite my headstrong ways, thunderstepping myself and the wanted criminal off of a boat into the cold waters below. I know that you think that I sometimes don't give things thought, but I've been doing nothing but thinking about how, as we talked before, Viade, how New Eden can change. And it's my home. It's hard to think that I could live anywhere else, but I know that times are different. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to see Shaw gone. I've been thinking about that for some time.
Do you want to see her, like, out of power, or, like...
Well, it's in our realm of expertise from what we've done in the past week or two. But what I assume was her doing, what she did to my father wasn't kill him publicly. She turned the public on my father and forced him into an early retirement, if you know what I'm saying. No one would listen to him, save for the Goliaths and half-orcs that he stood for, but no one's listening to them. So then he was forced out of his home in the Middle District due to shame. And then, when no one was watching, of course, they ended him. I'm not saying I want to end Shaw. In fact, I think that's foolhardy and almost impossible, considering her current situation. But if we can, working alongside other forces of power, prove to the public that she is not needed. I'm telling you this because, well, as you know, I withheld information about our current mission. Ludian have interests in saving someone very dear to him. And my intentions are now known to you.
There may be a way to bring Shaw down. I don't know. This is just a hunch. I can't say that I know this for sure. But I've suspected for a while that the Ravens are more loyal to their commander than they are to Shaw. If their commander could be persuaded, the Ravens might be able to execute her.
Are you saying what I think you're saying, Ludi?
I don't know, Rex. I don't know exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, like, maybe not like an ineffective idea overall, like maybe like accomplish the task that we want it to accomplish.
Yeah.
But then, you know, like there's a power vacuum after that, and then like the commander who like, I don't know, helped imprison your mom for like decades, then he goes in and fills that. I think that might be worse overall.
There could be a new leader.
Your name is King, right?
Me. Yeah.
That's what you want, right? That's what I got from what you said. You wanna take New Eden in a new direction, right? Like your dad wanted to?
Yeah.
Okay, so we help Rex run for office.
Listen, I've already got a campaign manager. Billy has been very helpful in securing talents and abilities for me to become leader. I'm not saying that I deserve New Eden. It's not mine to reclaim or claim.
It's yours to save, right?
It needs saving. And I know that you would all agree with me in that. That being said, I know I can't do it alone. And I know I can't do it tomorrow. I want to let you know that these are my ideas. And if an opportunity comes, then I must go at it. And now you'll know why my decisions, albeit sometimes brash, have something backing them up. That's me.
Wow. All right, should we head to New Eden?
Yes, but first, Isla, is there anything that you want to disclose?
Gee, boy, I don't know. You guys know me. I'm a pretty open book. Anything, anything in particular you want to know, Rex? Murgalax?
I look at you, Isla. If you catch, I'm staring at you. If you catch my eye, but if you focus on Rex, it's fine.
No, I'll probably see you.
I don't know how well you'd be able to tell this off of my face, but I'd love a private. Oh no, you can't. I can't respond to you if you talk to me in my head. Never mind. I'm gonna leave it. I have a thought, but I can't say it out loud. So.
No, Isla, nothing in particular. Oh, although
Yeah.
I have been earnest in where I have attained my abilities from.
Sure.
They are, in fact, illegal in my city of origin,
Right from the Dark Lord.
Dark Lord.
Whatever your fears are for sharing anything, I think aren't. They're not that big of a deal. I don't think. I mean, I've just heard a bunch of things from these people that could make them targets, and I think there's some things that really don't paint a target at all.
Yeah, I think you got people here to back you up.
I cast Mage Hand and put it on your back.
Oh. Okay. 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 I move and I stand, like between Abby and Jade, but like just like half a step behind them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a human barrier.
Like
Just
it's
a
like
little.
this.
Like, I'm not like-
this is
Like
Abby. This is Jade, and you're here.
I'm here. I'm just a little back. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know where my abilities come from. Really. I don't think I have magic. That's what you're saying. So I'm not an aberrant by any means.
You can do that face change scan thing.
Yeah.
That's sort of like magic. Isn't
Well, see, no, it's not. No, it's not magic. It's like technology, I think. You know?
Technology.
Uh-huh. Like, boy, it's hot here today. The wastes.
Yeah. It is hot.
Uh-huh.
Something burning, Isla?
Uh-huh. Okay. I can't
It's
do this.
okay.
I look
Hey,
at,
Don't short circuit. It's all good.
Jade. I look at Rex, and then I change into whatever I see there,
Okay.
which is
Which is the tiefling.
a white tiefling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
the
So
one that I saw before when we were at Rex's home, right? At our apartment or our bungalow.
Bungalow.
Is it same? Is it the same shape as the first time Kale/Ken?
yes,
Is it the same?
exactly. Yeah.
I looked.
So what I'll do is I'm gonna do that, and then I'll look at Ludi, and I will turn into whatever I see there.
Okay. You changing your. I don't think you've done it on Ludi before.
You didn't even tell me who it would be last time.
Right?
Looking at Ludi, your face begins to change, and what was this at first sort of like light, pale tiefling sort of like shifts to much darker tones, and your skin takes on almost like a scaly appearance, and you look like a female black dragonborn.
And then I'm gonna do the same to Jade and the same to Abby, and I'm just gonna keep looking at each person and switching between them as I talk. To
Okay.
sort of like not be me and to
Jade,
myself.
you get the halfling, and Abby, you get the, I believe it was a half elf.
yeah. Yeah, we've seen
Abby.
those ones a couple times, so
Mhm.
but I'm just gonna keep cycling through over and over.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I do what I do. I just know I know how to do it, and I never learned. But honestly, you guys, I'm that way with a lot of things. Like, I know your instinct is always like, oh, Ala, you're not experiencing that thing. You probably can't do it. But truthfully, like most of the times in my life when I've been really good at something, I never tried it before. I just pick it up and it's like I was made for it. So I can't tell you how I can do this or how I'm good at stuff. I don't know. It just happens. I find new skills every time I pick up a new tool or instrument or try to do something.
What have you learned in your life?
What?
Like, what have you learned to do in your life? Like, if so many things are just things you've discovered you're capable of without, or like you're made for them, like you said, like a hidden talent. Have you had to learn anything other than the meaning of?
I learned how to make you guys not leave me. I think. I hope. And I learned that people can find me annoying. And I learned I've learned how to get what I need to get out of people, and I learned the way to do that, usually. But that's it. Most things I just do. Jade, do I have to?
So what did you know before?
What do you mean? What did I know before? Before what?
All the things you've learned.
Lots of stuff. I don't know how.
I know that I was raised by a family that loved me, by a mother who was a scientist, and a father who was a politician, and the mysterious grandfather who I'm named after. And then I learned things. What do you know?
I know I was made by someone who was inspired by me. And I never had a family. And I never had a mysterious grandfather. You could say my mother's a scientist, I guess. And
Hey, Isla. And I'm gonna grab your hand too. I'm just gonna reach up and hold your hand while you're talking, just to make you feel more comfortable.
Okay. I know that I was built in a laboratory in New Eden. But it doesn't make me any less real, and it doesn't mean I don't feel things the same way other people feel things. I'm totally a real person. Like, look, you know, you've seen me, you cut me, I bleed, right? You say something mean, I cry. Like, I'm a real person. I just, here. I reach up my wrist. One to you, Rex, and one to you, Ludi, and say, squeeze. Feel a heartbeat? No.
I come forward, I grab your forearm, and I hold it with two hands, and I say, Isla, you are more of a real person than most of the people I've had the pleasure holding hands with in New Eden. You are real. You are salt of the wastes. And I will not leave, despite how annoying I sometimes think you are. In a laboratory!
Yeah, I'm a robot. If you didn't get what I was saying.
No, I got the real. You're you're like. Do you know what your insides look like? Are there gears?
Well, I don't know what happens like way deep down in, but I know that part of me is meant to be as real as possible to try to fool people. So, pretty deep down, I look real. But what goes beyond that, I don't know. No, I don't know.
I would have never known. That moment we had in the medical office, and you cut yourself, you bled.
Yeah, I believe.
When we were on our way to the apiary, to the sewers, you went down, and I tried to stabilize you. Your heart wasn't beating. You were going to die, but then you didn't because you survived. I didn't do it. I didn't know how to save you. You just came back.
Well, it's because I'm stubborn. But I don't think I have a heart. I have something.
You know, for someone without a heart, you have more of a heart than most people I know.
Thanks, Jade.
And also, finally, I'm happy you got that out.
Oh yeah, Jade's known for a very long time.
Um,
And Abby knew yesterday.
Oh?
Sorry, they both asked. Well, kind of. Well, Abby, he just has a way of getting information out of you. And Jade just straight up asked.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
I have to ask Kel a question. Is of all the, I'm assuming, many robots like Isla that I've met, would I in the past would I have been aware that they were robots? Like that was common knowledge, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, any robots that you meant, they were most likely mannequins. So the robots that are very much just like a sort of slightly humanoid-looking piece of machinery.
Oh, so I wouldn't have met many that were of Isla's caliber.
You've met none that are of Isla's caliber.
Oh, okay.
So, now with that out, Yade, you better start telling us who's after you, man. Because...
Wow, quite funny you ask.
So, Jade is a very nice person. And he was kind of just covering for me. See, there's people after me.
Which is why I've been trying to get her to tell you guys, because I don't like to mislead you. But I wanted you to be aware of the situation, and I wanted Isla to be okay and in a situation where she could say it without... I knew you'd be fine with it. You're all fine with it, right? Lud, you haven't said much.
You haven't said anything.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have anything to say other than I'm sorry that you didn't feel comfortable saying that to us earlier. It must have been very stressful to try to keep your identity hidden like that. I mean, same to you, Jade. I guess in your case, Isla is more than just a name, but it was a whole being, a whole history, and yeah, I'm sorry that that we didn't, or that I didn't act in a way that made you feel like you were safe enough to share that, and I've never had better friends than any of you guys before in my life, and I would do anything for any of you. So you don't have to worry about me, and I don't think you have to worry about any of us running away on you ever.
And it doesn't matter if they're after you or if they're after Jade. It's like that saying, an enemy of... Oh, no, that's not the saying. Well, an enemy of any of my friends is my enemy, too. Unless,
They're
of
after
course,
you?
two of my friends become enemies of each other and then I have to choose, that would suck. But, like, barring that scenario...
I think what he's trying to say is if they're after you, they're after us. Well, that's basically what we're all saying. I don't actually know what you were trying to say, Ludi.
I mean, that's essentially, that's another way of saying what I was saying.
So
Look at
then,
us.
while we're in New Eden, I was hoping we could, follow a Pramtech engineer home and then hold them at gunpoint and have them fix me.
Now, that was an option.
Tech engineers live in the High District, don't they?
Yeah, that's why I asked how to get into the High District.
I might have a connection with engineers in the city. I have to talk to someone that I haven't talked to in a little while.
We have a few days before... I mean, not that this has to take precedent over getting my mom out, but we've got at least a few days before Evan's likely even going to get a hold of us, so...
Well,
Why?
I don't know how long I have.
Why do you engineer, Isla?
Well, Abby, we were talking about dreams yesterday, yeah?
Yeah.
I had my first one last night. Wow. Not as fun as yours. No. Very demanding and I'm not gonna lie, a little intimidating. My dream was, I'm gonna say, not a dream. I had just a message flash across my vision from Pramtech. Because I should mention this. Obviously, like I said, I was built at Pramtech, and I'm the only one of my kind, so I'm a little advanced and pretty expensive. And by leaving, I kind of just stole myself. So they're coming after me. They said a collection team has been dispatched. And that they're coming.
Okay.
And I think I might have a tracker in me.
Oh, that's why you need the engineer.
Yeah, I need them to take it out.
Well, know where the tracker is? I mean, if it's, it sounds like it's really urgent. If we don't have the time to find an engineer, maybe we could find it ourselves somehow.
Now, if we couldn't find a doctor, would you want me performing your heart surgery?
If it was that or dying, I mean, I would take the, no, oh yeah, I see your point.
I wonder if we just, again, wait if these people come before going into New Eden, which is where I'm assuming they're coming from.
But if Isla has a tracker in her, even if we obliterate the team that's dispatched to retrieve her, then won't they just have an arsenal of other people that they could dispatch to retrieve her again and again and again? It sounds like we very well might have to fight them because they might get to us before we can get to an engineer. But regardless, we've got to get her to an engineer.
Well, not without. I'm sure they couldn't just send another batch instantly. Look how long Isla was in New Eden without anyone coming for her.
That's true. That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
do you have any idea?
Yeah.
They sent me a message asking me to come home. That was back when we were at Rex's house, and at that point, I didn't think they could track me, and so I was just like, no thanks. And
of all the robots I've met, or mannequins, I guess, none are like, at least as far as I was aware, sentient, like you are.
in their own way,
They are in their
am special, I've been told.
You're special.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Hey, maybe we can like flip this on whoever comes by if they're actually coming by and they know where we are. You know, like what do you think the chances are that they have an engineer on hand with them? So like maybe we could just dispatch everybody else, and then it's one dude, maybe not a dude. Engineers can be dudes. Apparently. And diversity in engineering, it's a big issue, y'all.
I don't even know how to write that in a quote. That's really funny, though. That's a quote, but I can't.
The difficult thing, though, Abby, is how are we going to know by looks who is an engineer, who has the know-how? What if we kill all of them except one in the hope that they are the engineer, or ask them all, who's the engie, and then kill the ones who don't say anything?
I mean, I was just kind of assuming they'd have a different skill set, right? Like, if the others are just like, brutes, I mean, like, prime tech, like maybe like overseer types. I don't know. Maybe they just have a different outfit or something.
Maybe there isn't even an engineer.
Sorry, Isla, if this is, I don't mean this to be rude at all, but wouldn't they just have a system to override your sentience and like put you to sleep or force you to come? Oh God. I guess they can't because you're truly, truly sentient, hey? They actually can't override your or put any commands on you at all.
You're the slippery one, Isla.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they can do that. Have you ever tried to control me? It's not that easy, right? I don't think they can. I don't know. I mean, no one's ever made me do anything by taking over my head, I don't think. When I was in the store, like, they had ways of making me do stuff, but no one ever, like, took over my consciousness. I don't think so. You would remember something like that, wouldn't you?
I think you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did they have you working in a store? Like, were you working with mannequins, or were you working with people like yourself?
No, with real people. One guy, really. Polly.
Like every day, like
he hated
like,
me.
Like humans, as opposed to.
No, he was an elf.
Oh.
I worked with Polly every day, and then the big man used to come in every now and then.
They were probably running an experiment to see how convincing you were.
Well, I don't know, but I was certainly good for business. See, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have this, like, thing that I do. I worked in a department store, kind of, but it was mostly, like, menswear and stuff. Like, really fancy in the High District, called Cloud9. And I used to take a bill from 10 gold to 1,000 gold like that. It was really good. But you've seen the thing I do. They used to have me do it to the customers.
You know what that is exactly?
Not exactly, but I know what I think it is.
What does it do?
I see and can become exactly what I need to weaken you.
You would be an excellent lax pusher. You know that? If we need a couple gilded doves like, then you are the one to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I try to sell drugs to people and they think this guy does the things he's selling. And no one wants to buy from that guy.
No,
That's true. You do.
And I'm really good at selling stuff, but also here's the fun part, and they didn't tell me to do this. They didn't even know I did it. But also, I'm really good at stealing stuff. And there are, like, rich people shopping in this store. So I used to take little knickknacks and stuff all the time. I have, back in the office where they used to make me sleep, there's a little floorboard that I've jimmied out, and in there it's just full of all my stuff, and I'd love to get it back sometime.
Oh. Well, that shouldn't be too difficult. A little bit of a distraction on the floor. You're not looking like yourself.
Abby hits
Oh.
someone with an axe.
Well, I don't really see. That's the thing. I don't really have it myself. If you've noticed.
Exactly. Right.
So I don't know how they would know it's me, or if they would just know it's me. I do have this serial number right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here somewhere.
What does it say?
47565271.
7-1, yeah.
But I don't have it myself. I just use, and then I switch back to Isla. I just use this one all the time because I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to manipulate you. So I don't like to use your faces all the time. And this one was silence. Isn't it fun? I like the red.
I must say, I understand what you mean by weekend. That face that you create when you look at me. There's a lot of baggage. It's an ex of mine. It kind of hurts to see her face.
Okay.
So if you could do it when I'm not around, that's probably best.
Okay.
Dragonborns have hearts too. But we don't have like 8, like worms. There's just one. Eats blood, you know. Speaking of Abby,
Oh dear.
while this has been going on, while the conversation's been going on, you, with your gorgeous passive perception, been noticing every so often the occasional sort of convoy coming back and forth from sort of the Black Dock area to the New Eden area. And you've noticed over about like the last 10 minutes, a single auto loader or an auto porter has sort of made its way down the road and stopped maybe about like 100, 120 feet past sort of the point where you guys veered off the road, and has just sort of like sat there for a bit. And as Isla's been talking and people have been discussing Isla's situation, you see this auto loader sort of turn around and come to the point where you guys veered off the road. You see it sort of roll just off the road, and it's maybe the better part of about like 200, 250 feet away from you. You see 2 figures disembark from either side of the auto porter, and you see something on the ground next to them. And that is where we're going to take our break.
No.
Everyone take this opportunity to go pee, get a snack, wash your hands, and keep yourselves safe from this this impending plague that we can totally beat if we all just are very conscious about what we do and who we touch. So, with that, let's take a break, and we'll see you guys back in 15.
I haven't left my house in years.
And we're back.
Hello and welcome back to Dungeons and Drama Majors. We hope you guys had a good break. We definitely did. So we're gonna hop back in right where we left off with the pair of Prime Tech individuals hopping off of this auto porter, and
Confirmed.
Hale, could you describe what an auto porter looks like again to me? I'm sorry.
yes. So an auto porter, it's like a large circle. So it's like a big old circle. It's like one. It's almost like a mono wheel. That's pretty well what it is. It doesn't have any other wheels. It's one big central wheel, and within it is like a small little, I guess you could call it like a carriage spot where there's seats enough for two people to sit in it.
I love it.
And it's all, steampunky and brass and cool. So these two Prime Tech people have hopped off. Both of them look pretty short in stature. And you can see there is a metallic creature walking along beside the two of them. And there looks to be two smaller things flanking the auto porter itself, as these two dressed in white begin to walk towards you.
I quickly give each of the boys a kiss on the cheek and go, don't die. If it gets bad, just run.
Noted. I'm going to take a quick opportunity to cast Disguise Self myself and change my black scales to gold.
Ooh, okay.
And the tendrils are kind of just a little darker gold, where my hair would be,
Alrighty. So these two people very slowly and cautiously begin to approach the circle, the small like semicircle of vehicles that you guys have, and once they're about 50 feet away, you can see that the creature that is sort of flanking these two Prime Tech employees is a hunter. So is one of the 8-legged sort of arachnids, canine robots that you guys had initially had an encounter with, or Jade had an encounter with when you guys blew up the Overseer barracks.
I have a feeling it's the same one.
Name's Oscar.
Hale,
Oscar the Grouch.
Faces, right?
Sorry?
Those are the ones that scan faces, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it is flanking these two, and the other two look quite a bit smaller. Sort of look like the hunter, but it just has 4 legs instead of the whole 8. And they both just sort of sit at either sides of the auto porter. Again, better part of about 250 feet away from where you guys currently are. And
There's 3, and then there's 2 humans, like supposedly humans, like Prime Tech employees walking with them.
the 5 in total.
Yeah, there's 6 of us.
And so these 2 Prime Tech employees, reaching about, I'd say about like 60 feet away from the circle, you hear a female voice sort of pipe up, "Excuse me?"
I turn back to Jade not being at the front of this exchange and say, quietly, they can see I turn my head and say something to him, but I just say, if they don't come back alive to the people that sent them, they'll know they're dead. And then I look back up to the front.
Excuse me?
Yes.
We are, and she sort of looks at the man behind her who is standing a little bit back and looks like he has a small, almost like a disc, just sort of sitting in the palm of his hand, and he just sort of like sits a bit back and watches. We are wondering, we represent Prime Tech, and we have been sent to collect someone. We are wondering if she is with you.
I step to the front You're here to collect somebody?
Yes, there was, and she just starts sort of like stumbling over her words. She's having a hard time choosing her words. Yes, someone who, well, they know the location of some very important Prime Tech property that was recently stolen. And all that we want is we just want to have a discussion with her and find out where this property is. She would be returned immediately after. We just need to find and retrieve this property, and so that's why we're here. You see the gentleman behind her he appears to be halfling, has now sort of pulled out what looks to be like a small little rectangular object with these sort of 3 prongs off the front, and is just sort of holding that in his hand.
I look back at like my group and I go, well, none of us have stolen anything from Prime Tech, have we?
No.
I don't know what property we could possibly have of yours.
Well, we suspect that, and they sort of look around. Isla, are you visible?
I'm standing in front of her.
So Isla, you're not visible?
Well, I answered them a second ago, so they know I'm here.
I'm not super wide, but I am standing in.
Well, miss, we do, despite you maybe not knowing of the things that were stolen,
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to tell me what was stolen if you want me to figure out who took it.
Well, it is a prototype of Prime Tex that has been missing.
Sorry, what's a prototype?
Sorry?
What's a prototype?
Something in testing.
What kind of prototype?
She looks back at the other Prime Tech employee behind her, and she sort of new form of marketing AI.
Right, and Prime Tech is so loose with their prototypes that someone just up and took it? A random person who you don't know who has information who took it?
Well, we suspect that it was a unexpected glitch that caused things to not quite go as smoothly as we anticipated, and we suspect that someone, not to say you are bad people here at all, but that someone might be holding this prototype for ransom.
I laugh audibly as soon as he said bad people, and then to the end of his phrase, I go, we are absolutely morally ambiguous, and we would be happy to retrieve this for you for a reward. How much will you pay us for this expensive piece of technology?
Well...
Wait, can I roll my insight check? Just to see.
What do you want to do an insight on?
I want to know if she's, like... if she's sugarcoating, if she's telling what she believes the truth to be, or if she's just straight up bullshitting.
Okay, give me an insight check.
I was wondering the same thing. Can I roll my own, Cal?
Sure.
Oh, 3 on the die for a total of 6.
So, Ludi, it sounds like what she's saying is the truth. That they are searching for someone who they think might be ransoming or holding this piece of Prime Tech property for sort of like a ransom for a reward.
Um,
Isla?
I rolled a 22.
Okay.
I want to know how much of like I know she's picking her words carefully. I want to know if she's straight up lying to us. But what I'm really interested in is she keeps saying that like someone took them and this person is gonna be fine and this person will be returned. But like I want to know what that's all about.
What's all about?
She keeps saying
you'll
that
be-
a woman took the prototype by accident or whatever.
Mhm.
And that, oh, that person will be taken and then returned, no problem. I want to know what in God's name she's trying to get on about there.
Okay. So with a 22, you are able to sort of piece together that what she's trying to do is find a roundabout way of talking about you,
Mm-hmm.
about you as the Prime Tech product,
Right.
stealing yourself
Okay.
without it sounding like you stole yourself.
Right.
She's trying her best to keep as much information about you ambiguous as she can.
And she knows it's me, right?
He knows it's you.
No. Okay. Then I don't bother staying behind Ludi. I'll stand so that I can see very clearly.
Okay. We would be willing to make a payment or a donation to your charity if we were able to find and retrieve the prototype. It would have to be discussed with the higher ups here at Prime Tech. However, I could, as of this moment, and glances behind her to sort of get the okay from the gentleman behind her, who's now sort of glancing down at this rectangular pronged item in his hand. I can ballpark tell you we could pay each of you 1,000 gold for the return of this prototype.
Well, as the treasurer of this charity, I know that money matters, and we would be very happy to retrieve this thing for you. However, we do not know where this is at the moment. We've never heard of it. But with a more clear description, we could potentially find it with half or a quarter of the payment now, and then the rest when we bring it to you.
How
Perhaps
much
you have
is
some
this
sort of
prototype?
tracker for this item.
We have a general way of following where the prototype has been moved to. Mostly auxiliary. There it is. Mostly auxiliary items that we use to help find lost things. As for payment now, unfortunately, me and my compatriot. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. That's the polite thing to do. My name is Eva, and this is Callum.
I'll step forward up to Eva and put my hand out and say, "Very nice to meet you, Eva." And I'm going to subtly cast Charm Person as I shake her hand.
She does not touch you. As you walk towards her, the hunter interposes itself between the two of you.
Okay, then I put my hands up like this and I kind of do this, but I still subtly cast Charm Person on her.
Okay, what is the DC for that?
It's going to be 16.
And it's a wisdom?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me Google it real quick.
Charm Person, isn't that charisma?
It might be Charm Person 5.
Regardless, it's a natural 20 on her part.
Oh.
Fuck.
She does succeed the save.
All right, y'all, get those initiatives out.
How,
And the hunter sort of interposing it between the two of you. And since you cast it subtly, she has no idea that the spell was cast. So the hunter comes between the two of you and she says, I do have to suggest to keep your distance in this negotiation. Our friend she says, sort of placing a hand on the sleek brass back of this creature, is mostly here to ensure that everyone is safe. It has no intention to hurt anyone, but it is under strict programming to make sure that we stay safe. It's it would be unfortunate for our families if a part of our job put us in too dangerous of a situation.
I nod like this, kind of happily, and I cast it again subtly.
Okay.
I'm gonna speak in Rex's head too, and say, "Ask her how much the prototype is worth, please."
That is a natural 18.
Fuck, okay.
Oh, seeing Jade at the front, I'm going to like step up behind him. I've got my cane in hand. I'm just going to kind of like dig it into the dry ground and say, "You are well equipped to retrieve this thing. This Pucci of yours, no doubt, is expensive work. How much does this prototype cost?"
Give me a persuasion check.
Gladly. Oh, yeah. It's actually not. It's 13.
13? Okay. So she sort of smiles, and you can see her take a couple steps back as you guys have approached, as she was at a happy distance of about 60 feet, and you guys have now approached to like within 15.
Not far away. Okay.
Yeah, she stopped a good distance away from you guys, and is now sort of ever so slightly backtracking, and the hunter is sort of following suit, sort of keeping its front facing you guys, but its 8 metallic legs sort of skittering along the dry earth. Well, the prototype is worth. It really depends on whose hands it's in to depend its worth. Monetarily, it's not worth too much. It's, well, probably quite similar to the offer. It's maybe about 5, 6, 7,000 gold. But as it's a prototype, it's more the time spent perfecting the prototype that is the worthwhile part of the prototype. And you begin to see every time she says prototype, her eyes flick to Isla.
So, no disrespect to you guys. I understand
No respect.
doing your job. So you said you had like a loose way of tracking where it was, like vague idea of its location. I was just thinking for a second, we're not on the road right now. It's pretty barren around here, actually. Maybe a couple birds over there. Why the hell did you think that we would know anything about where your prototype was?
Well, as we said, and again, she's like still stepping backwards. As I said before, we do have a general area way of figuring out where the prototype is, but it's an area, so it was kind of nice that you were out in the open, because who else in the area unless the prototype is buried in the sand and dirt somewhere?
Well, that would be extremely unfortunate for you then, wouldn't it?
It would. We would have to systematically dig up the whole area.
That is quite a shame. I mean, to be honest, I think looking around here, like, we don't know anything about it, so you might want to go get digging, to be honest.
Okay. It would appear, and she looks back at her compatriot, who gives her a nod, that you do not have what we're looking for. So we apologize for the inconvenience, and hope you have a good rest of your day. And at this point, she's about 30, 40 feet away from the rest of you.
Oh my god, I want to scan the skies or the area around us. Is anything coming at us?
Scan the sky.
The sky and also the horizon around us.
Give me a perception check.
Oh my
A
god.
ballistic missile incoming from New Eden.
What did you tell me to roll? Perception?
Perception.
Uh-huh. 18.
Glancing about, trying to see anything in the sky, anything that's like possibly trying to surround you. The only thing you see is another convoy of vehicles down from New Eden.
Vehicles?
Vehicles. Looks like one steam barge, a pair of rovers, and maybe a steam bike or two.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I kind of whisper to Rex. Do you think we just let them go, or do we just fucking take them down?
So she's now like about 60 feet away, sort of backing up, keeping her eyes on you. The hunter still interposed between the two groups.
You whisper a message.
I whispered, like I didn't message it.
I turn my head down and say, I am not as bloodthirsty as I usually am. That's all I'll say. I just watch her to see if she makes any moves now.
Okay. So at 60 feet away, she glances to her compatriot, who sort of looks up from the device that he's been looking at and gives her a nod, and you see they exchange a couple words, and she nods again and turns back. And you can see just a little bit more fear in her as she addresses you once more. I, again, apologize for disrupting your camp spot. We will get out of your way, and Prime Tech wishes you a pleasant rest of your day.
Kale?
Mhm.
Do I recognize her?
Do you recognize her? Give me a history check.
6.
You do not recognize her, but you recognize her clothing. You recognize the clothing on both of them.
Okay. Okay. And she doesn't have red hair?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And she is a gnome. The man is a halfling. She is a gnome.
Okay.
I look at Isla, and I just raise my eyebrows. You want to let him go?
You say that out loud or in my head?
I say it out loud, not loud enough for them to hear us 60 feet away.
They're now about 70 feet away.
I speak in everyone's head. Are they walking backwards?
They're walking backwards, eyes still on you as they haven't gotten, like, you guys haven't said anything to them as she's been backing away, and so she's still kind of like, are we cool?
I speak in all the boys' heads, not the other people. I don't feel good about this. I think there's something coming. They're trying to put space between us, but they know it's me for sure, so I don't think they're just going to leave me. I've kind of been looking at the sky and on the horizon.
80 feet away.
Abby, you see anything, Eagle Eyes?
Do I see anything?
Give me a perception check.
15.
Peering to the skies, looking behind you, sort of doing a similar thing to what Isla did, looking to see if anything's surrounding you or anything of the like. You don't see anything out of the normal.
I flash my eyes in realization and look at Isla, and without speaking in her mind, just speaking out loud, say, "It's not about what's coming; it's about what's to come." And then I turn back and face them and say, "A moment before you go."
They're like 90 feet away, and her from 90 feet away sort of calls, "Yes, what would you like to say?"
I take 5 feet forward, and leaving my cane behind me, in the dirt, it's just sticking on the ground. And with one hand out, I say, "You two are headed back to Prime Tech to continue your search."
She continues to back away, and Yes, we will continue our search for the prototype. It seems we were mistaken. It is not here.
I said to advance. I'm moving forward slowly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another 5 feet for me too. I say, but you said it was here, and I keep matching
Yeah.
the distance.
Yeah, me
It
too.
should be in the dirt here, so you should start digging. And I take another 5 feet forward.
They are pretty well matching your pace, trying to keep the about 90 feet between you guys.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm gonna cast Fly on myself. And I'm gonna just fucking jump up and then fly at them 60 feet and upturn.
Okay, so you see, Jade, as you cast fly and begin to fly, you see the woman's face just sort of like lose all color as she now sees that you are an aberrant, and you see the two four-legged shapes of these smaller constructs that are flanking the auto porter. You see them flick up into almost the shape of a Y. So there are these four legs, and what must have been sort of like the covering has flicked up into the shape of this Y. And you hear two gunshots fire off from these creatures.
They're fucking
Oh, fuck. They're fucking turret snipers, dude.
So the first one is
How far away are they from Jade?
from Jade, so Jade's 90 feet. They are 100 and... He's 60 feet towards them. They're 250 away. They're 190 feet away.
Okay.
Taking shots. The first one is a 19 to hit, Jade.
That hits, yeah.
What?
You take 15 points of piercing damage
Fuck, okay.
as the first sniper shot pierces into your chest.
Oh!
Oh my god.
The second shot is a 18,
That hits.
and you take 8 points of piercing damage as the second sniper shot pierces your chest, and I need everyone to roll for initiative.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Woo! Fuck.
Taylor, we're not blessed anymore, right?
Nope.
Oh,
So that is...
Are they really gonna leave?
Hmm?
Are they really gonna leave?
Were they gonna leave? Well, I will... It will maybe be revealed later.
I
You
think
don't
there's
know.
trouble coming.
And lastly, these two guys. That is a... All right, my friends. So, 20 and above.
22.
There you go, Abby. Yeah.
Yeah, level
Oh, the
7.
fast boy,
Advantage
too.
on initiative.
Oh. That's
Out.
So, between 15 and 20.
18.
15. That's Jade. Anyone else between 15 and 20? Between 10 and 15.
13.
13. And you there, Ludi?
and
10. Okay. So let's see. So that then goes. So 10.
just got sniped, Jade.
Hmm?
Got sniped.
Yeah, actually, I forgot. I have to make 2 concentration saves.
Oh God. Okay.
fine.
What's the saving throw for both of them? Is it going to be 10?
Yes, because neither of them were over. They have to be over 20 damage for it to be.
I succeeded on the first one and natural 20 on the second one.
Nice. So you stay flying. Got shot twice. Rex, what is yours? What is your initiative?
Hey,
Well, I hate to tell you, but you're going last.
Julius, I'll be here. Don't worry.
And Rex. So, starting this off, Abby, you are starting off initiative. You are 90 feet away from the closest scientist. The hunter is about 80 feet away from you.
Okay, I would like to sort of dead-eye stare a scientist in the eyes and just fantastic grin plastered all over my face. I would like to sprint straight to them.
Okay.
Yeah, dashing with time to spare.
So how far is that with your dash?
I'm 110.
Okay.
Oh God!
So if you want there, Abby, with that extra 20 feet of movement, you can give the hunter a wide enough berth that it won't get an attack of opportunity.
I would love to do so.
Okay. And would you like to go, because they are both within range, would you like to go to the woman who was talking to you, or to the man that was staying behind?
The man is closer to the turrets, right?
Just like by about 5 feet.
Okay, I mean, it's all the same. I'll go to him.
Okay. So Abby sprints up, and they are astonished by your speed as you just Forrest Gump sprint up to them.
Oh, you were not expecting to see me today, now were you?
You see him, his eyes wide, face pale, and he sort of reaches for a small knife on his
We're gonna have so much fun together. That's my turn.
Okay. Jade, what would you like to do? You are 30 feet away, you're still flying.
30 feet away from them.
Yeah.
Still flying. And how far are the turrets?
The turrets are still 190 feet away.
Okay, and the hunter's right behind them?
The hunter is right in front of them, so the hunter is about 20 feet away from you.
Okay, cool. I'm going to fly 30 feet on a diagonal upwards above them,
Okay.
and then I'm going to use Quicken. How far apart are the... Hold on. How far apart are the turrets beside each other?
The turrets beside each other, they are about 10 feet apart.
Okay. Okay, I'm actually not going to fly just ahead, like... I'm not going to do that, actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly towards them, and then 30 feet behind them, I'm going to quickly cast darkness so that the turrets can't see through the darkness and shoot us.
Okay.
So it's like they're here, and then the turrets over here. I want to go and darkness behind them.
And how big is the sphere for darkness?
15 feet.
15 feet. Okay.
So I would like it so that if they ran away, because I know that they're gnome and a halfling, I would like it to be 30 feet, so that if they run away, they either have to disengage and then not make it to the darkness, or they'd have to use a dash and then get attacked.
Okay.
And then, so after I do that, I'm gonna fly back as far as I can, and I'm going to lay down on the ground. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna land down. I'm gonna put my hand out. And I'm gonna say, Isla, take my hand. And I'm going to prepare to cast Greater Invisibility on her when she does.
Okay. It's an action for darkness, though, eh?
I used Quickened.
Oh, you used Quicken on it, so you still have your action. Okay. So, preparing to cast Greater Invisibility on Isla.
And I'm going to lay there and just wait for her to take my hand.
Okay.
Fuck. As I bleed out of my chest.
There, we now jump to the hunter. So for those of you watching who do not know, have not seen a hunter before, hunter is a 8-legged mechanical sort of hound arachnid creature that the overseers employ, created by Primetech, to hunt down and eliminate aberrants. And so they are freaky. They have a lot of claws, and Jade narrowly escaped one very early on into this campaign. And the hunter takes its turn. It is going to turn around, and it is going to charge Abby. And is going to make a series of attacks against you there, Abby. So, first one is a claw attack. That is a natural 19, so a 26 to hit. But that's only 6 points of slashing damage.
Oh, you're muted, Abby.
3?
Are you raging?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then yes, cut down to 3. The second attack is a 16 to hit.
That'll hit. Yeah.
That does even less. That does 5 points. So cut down to 2 points of slashing damage. Third attack is a 22 to hit.
Okay, yeah.
That one is 7 points, cut down to 3 piercing or slashing.
Chump change.
And then lastly, after it's slashed you 3 times with these elongated claws that it uses to walk, it then rears up and you see this like mess of gears and what looks like almost saw blades that is this creature's mouth as it goes in for a bite on you.
Don't hit.
That is a 25 to hit. And that will deal. That is 14, cut down to 7 points of piercing damage this time.
Okay.
And as its turn, after it takes this long series, your back is, although not as ravaged as it could be, is bloodied. And with that, we jump to Isla. So Isla, what would you like to do?
I grab onto Jade.
So grabbing onto Jade, you feel the magic course through your arm as Jade, the spell slot, is expended. And Isla, looking down at your hand as you grab him, your arm goes invisible.
Oh my god, you're so cool. Oh shit, crap. Okay. And then, frick my life. I'm gonna run at them.
Okay. So they are 90 feet away, so you will have to use a dash to get 60 feet.
How far away is the Abby and the Hunter?
Abby and the Hunter, now that the Hunter has come up to Abby is 90 feet away. Abby and the Hunter are 90 feet away.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Abby and the Hunter's a band name.
Abby and the Hunter.
Okay. So I can get 60 feet.
You can get 60 feet. Can you dash? No, not as a rogue, as a bonus action.
Yeah, they
Yes, I
can.
can.
Yeah,
A
you
bonus
can.
action dash.
Okay, so you
Dash, disengage, and hide.
could move, action dash, bonus action dash.
Oh, I can do that? Okay. I will do that.
You can get up to where Abby is.
Okay. I'm gonna do that, but I'm not gonna go to where Abby is.
You're gonna go to the other one?
I'm gonna split the difference. I'm gonna go in the middle.
Okay, so going in the middle, you are between the halfling and the gnome, and then the hunter is like directly to your back.
Like how close? Like how close?
It's directly to your back, so it's like 5 feet behind you. It's like right there.
Yeah, no, I'm actually just gonna go wherever I'm 10 feet away from the hunter. Wherever that puts me, like wherever I can get to and be 10 feet away from that's where I want to be.
Okay, so 10 feet away from one of the dudes.
From the hunter.
From the hunter?
Yeah.
Okay. So you could be 10 feet away from the being 10 feet away from the hunter. If you go on the opposite side of the gnomish woman, you'll be 10 feet away from the hunter.
Okay, I'll do that.
Cool. So you're like on one side of this gnomish woman, and Abby is pretty well on the opposite side of the halfling man.
Okay, that's what I do.
And as you've sped along, looking behind you, seeing just these footprints appear in the dust as you run, looking down at yourself, you are completely invisible as you sprint toward these people. It seems like a almost unnatural speed that you're able to hit. Something in you is really revving up the speed. Okay. And with that, with Isla doing that, we now jump to the first of the scientists, which is the Gnomish Man, who is going to... oh, God, what's he going to do? The Gnomish Man, seeing Abby charge at him and seeing the hunter start to do its work, he is going to back up, provoking an attack of opportunity.
Am I allowed to grapple as an attack of opportunity, or is that only?
I think because grapple is an action. Because grapple takes your full attack, whereas like a shove or something like that takes just one attack.
I think it just takes the place of one. I thought.
Let me just double check your grapple as. Ooh, that's actually the first hit.
Oh, it says you. Yeah.
It does not give you an attack action, so you cannot make
yeah. Okay, for sure. Thanks. Okay, I would just like to backhand him. Honestly,
okay. Give me a roll to hit with your hand.
Yeah, that's a 24.
That hits. So it deals 1 plus strength.
And plus rage. So that's 6 damage only. It could have been worse for him, you know.
That is a hearty slap, though. That yeah. So 6 damage. That brings him down to that. So with this backhand, you feel the little halfling jaw sort of shift under the impact, and as they sort of back up, hand to mouth, you see as he pulls the hand away, it's just like whole hand covered in blood as he pulls the hand away from his mouth. And looking at you, he reaches an arm out towards you as he begins to back up, and you can see what looks to be wires and bits of brass that are sort of sticking out from his arm. You can see little bits of circuitry that have sort of been built into this halfling's body. And as you have seen these people before, you recognize him as an augmented. So one of the Prime Tech approved magic users, people who have been mechanically augmented to have magic. And this augmented is going to back up their shabby movement of 25 feet.
Sucker.
And is going to cast Erupting Earth in
What is that?
space between you and it. So with you just on the edge of it, and him beyond the outside. So I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Couldn't get into that.
22.
That saves. Yep. That saves by a lot. So you make... Let's see here. Oh my god. You rolled 2 1s. That's 6 damage, cut in half to 3 damage, cut in half to 1 damage. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you're just hit by just the edge of these spires of rock that erupt out of the ground in front of you, and as they sort of retract back into the earth, you can see the 20-foot space that's the 20-foot cube space that's between you and this this Prime Tech employee is now just like rubble, and is now also considered difficult terrain. So the terrain has been ravaged by this spell, and that's that's all that happens. He backs up 25 feet, casts that, you take 1 point of damage, and sort of looks at you expecting so much bigger of a result, and just more color fades from his face. As we now go to the other one. So the one that does not know that it has Isla beside it is going to... what are they going to do? They're just going to start... They're going to turn and start running. So, not knowing you're there, Isla, you can attack with advantage against them as an attack opportunity.
If I have advantage, I have sneak attack.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Oh, that's really good. 25.
25 hits.
Okay. My sneak attack just went up. It's 46 now.
Nice.
Level 7. Woo woo.
Remember to add the D4 to that as well.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. 18 points of piercing damage.
Oh God. Okay. So 18. So you cut into this woman as she begins to back away, and she is totally thrown off guard by this attack, and like just swings around in your direction, expecting to see something, but all she sees is sort of like the blood splatter where this this dagger entered her, and the blood ejected from her body. And holding the wound in her ribs, she is backing up and is going to use the dash action to dash forward 25 feet, come to the darkness, and you see her turn around, looking back at her her partner who has just shot up this eruption of earth and is going to disappear into the darkness 25 feet.
Wow.
And that is their go. We now jump to Ludi. What would you like to do? You are, as of right now, you are 90 feet away from the hunter and the one scientist you can see.
Okay, could I? And that's the guy, eh?
That's the guy.
Could I see it?
No, now that he's moved 25 feet, you're now 115 feet away from where the guy is, but you're 90 feet away from the hunter.
Okay. Did I see the woman enter into the darkness?
You did. The darkness is... That's an additional 25. That is the 20. So the darkness is about 120 feet away from where...
Oh, I thought closer, not further. Okay.
Beyond.
So the only thing in range, if I was to dash, is the hunter, right?
Yes, because you're... What's your movement speed?
55, so if I dashed 110.
Yes. You could get somewhat close. You could get 5 feet away. Like there's a 5 foot space between you and the male scientist.
Yeah.
But that's as close as you could get.
Okay. And the hunter isn't in the darkness?
The darkness was placed behind where they were, so that if they tried to flee, they'd have to flee through this darkness. And it's also made it, one of the things you notice is that you have no eyesight on those sniper robots that shot Jade.
Yeah.
The big black blob that is the darkness spell has completely blocked them off.
Okay.
I just realized something. Me stupid. Darkness is concentration.
Oh,
So it's greater visibility.
so as Jade grabbed onto Isla's arm, the darkness faded. So actually, the woman, you can see her, is 140 feet away from you.
Okay. I'm gonna use a key point to step of the wind as a bonus action, which also doubles my jump speed.
Oh my god.
My jump height, sorry. So I'm going to take off with a rustle of wind under my feet and sprint right for the hunter. And as I get to about 10 feet away or 15 feet away from him, I'm going to leap into the air. And sorry, the hunter is the one with the 8 legs, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I would like to leap into the air and aim both of my feet so that I land right on the joint of one of his legs. I'd like to try to break one of his legs with it, / the weight of my body falling on it, but like as an attack.
Give me a roll. So instead of dealing damage, you'd like to try and break one of its legs.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was I don't know what the terminology is, but I would like to attempt to break one of his legs. I thought it would be like I'd still roll the hit or something, but how would that work? I would like to break, if it's one or the other, I'd like to break a leg over dealing any damage.
Give me a roll to hit against the creature. We'll say it gets a half cover because you're aiming for a specific spot, so its AC is improved by 2. But if you hit it, there may be some bonus effects.
Okay, cool. Can I be lucky on this? Yes, I can. Right?
Yes, you can. If you don't like either of your rolls.
Oh, either of my rolls? Oh, yes, never mind. Yes, go.
With advantage.
Oh, I have advantage.
Yes, you have advantage on this roll. Or,
Oh.
no, sorry. You don't have advantage on this roll. It's my bad.
I didn't think you said that. Yeah, okay. It's just one.
It's just a straight roll.
Yeah, okay. I do have 2 hits, anyways.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was that's a 3. So I'm gonna feel lucky.
Okay.
And a natural 1. So does it even matter what my addition to that is?
Well, you take the 3 because you can still choose between the 2.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I'll take the 3, and then that's plus 7 to hit, so it's a 10.
So unfortunately, it does not hit.
Okay.
But you do have a second attack as part of it. You do have the other foot coming down.
Yeah, with the other foot coming down, yes, I will attempt to strike another leg and break that one.
Okay.
And that's an awkward 20.
Awkward 20. Awkward 20 just hits. So give me your basic damage. So the 1d6 plus your mod.
7.
7. Alrighty. So it takes 7 points of damage. Brings it down to. And it is going to make a strength save, which it fails. And as you slam onto this leg, the leg doesn't break, but the force of it brings the creature prone.
Oh, it's knocked prone.
Mm-hmm. So it's now sort of like its legs have now like splayed out. You hear this disgusting grinding sound as all 8 legs sort of like rip into the earth as they spread out, and it's now sort of flat on the ground.
Does the leg that I hit appear to be damaged at all?
It is, as you sort of now closer to it, and after striking this thing, it is solid steel. This creature is made of some solid metal.
Okay, so not damaged.
Not well, it's still damaged, but not unrepairable, not restricting damage.
Okay, I suppose I was wondering, does it look like it might be easier like to break than the other 7 if I was continuously hit?
Not necessarily.
Great, thank you. With that 90 feet of movement that I took to get there, I've got another 20. I'm going to move in the direction of the closest human being.
Okay, so that is the male halfling who is 25 feet away from you.
Yeah, I'd like to skirt around the. I know I won't get all the way there, but I would like to skirt around the area that is difficult terrain.
Okay, so skirting around that area. One thing that I want to double check.
Oh, it maybe doesn't affect me because I use Step of the Wind?
I think Step of the Wind allows you to ignore difficult terrain in that movement.
Yeah, it doesn't say here on my sheet whether or not it does, so.
It doesn't. It might be for another feature then.
I think it is. It sounds familiar, but I...
Yeah.
When you dash, you ignore difficult terrain for the turn.
Oh, with mobile. So there you go. That's where it comes from. So you do get to ignore it.
Oh, just at all times because I have mobile?
So long as you take the dash action, you get to ignore it.
I don't think I'm going to dash on my next turn, so I still want to avoid the difficult terrain.
Okay. So avoiding it, you get about 15 feet away from the halfling.
Right. I'm going to stop with one eye on the guy and one eye on the hunter.
Okay. With that, we now jump to the first of the sniper robots, which is going to take its first shot is going to be at Ludi. And Ludi, as you sort of stand there looking between the one prime tech scientist and the hunter, you catch something glints in the side of your eye, and as you sort of look towards it, you sort of see, looking over at the creatures that are sitting there, these sort of like Y-shaped robots, you see this single red dot that seems to be a beam that is pointing directly at you.
Rolls 2 dice. Fucker.
So that is a 26 to hit
Yeah, I can't react, can I?
You do have your deflect missiles, which with bullets, you can use that to try and, since it hits you, you can try and reduce the damage, and if you reduce it to 0, you also get to move 5 feet.
Yeah. As a reaction, I can catch a missile that hits me. I know I can't bring it back because we talked about that, but first reduce the damage by 1d10 plus your dex modifier plus your monk level. That's automatic, right?
That is, you'd have to use a reaction, so it means you have to give up if there's any attack of opportunity that might come between now and your next turn. You have to give that up, but you would get to reduce.
Absolutely. Definitely going to give that up. So it's a 1d10 plus my dex mod.
Plus your level.
Okay, that's an 8 on the die, plus my dex mod is 4, plus my monk level is 7, so that's 19.
It did 18 points of damage with that shot, so you
So
reduce the damage to 0, and you can move 5 feet in any direction you wish as part of this sort of dodge that we're recoloring it as for bullets.
You remember, Kel, if you want to change it, that's okay, but because we decided in this world I can't throw the missile back, because this was designed initially, I think, for bows and arrows, because I can't throw it back, you said I could do plus 10 feet of movement. I wrote it down under the rules on my character sheet. It was something we discussed when we were building my character, because I was losing part of that feature.
Wait, was it 10? Was it 10 or 5 feet? Do you have 10 feet down?
I wrote plus 10 feet of movement.
Okay, then you can move 10 feet in any direction you wish.
Cool. I'm going to move closer to the dude.
Okay, so now you are 5 feet away from the dude after having avoided the difficult terrain.
Yeah.
The second shot from this creature, from these sniper creatures, is going to land on Abby. So Abby, you looking towards these creatures, you see one of these red dots appear on you as it takes a shot. That is a 21 to hit.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they're mean. They have their drawbacks, but long range fighting is not one of them. Oh. 11. That is 18 points of piercing damage, cut down to 9.
Why you make these? Why you make these, and why are we in open field?
These are robots designed for sniping.
And you're a DM designed for killing.
So with that, that's their turn. They each took a shot, and now we go to Rex. What would you like to do, Rex?
I, at the bottom of the round, am there because I was trying to be diplomatic and was still talking, saying, if you are going to dig in this debt, and then I see Jade fly past me, I see darkness erupt, I see Isla go whoop, and then just footsteps in the dirt as I go. Ludi stomps on this thing, Abby just goes pooh and punches the guy in the face as rocks erupt, shots flying everywhere. I go, if you shit! I'm gonna just run however many feet back to my bike. Is it more than 30?
Okay, at this point, because you guys have been taking steps forward, slowly matching them, your bike's about like 20 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna run the 20 feet. I'm just gonna like full sprint, and as I go pick up my cane out of the dirt, and then like do like a knee slide, and then grab my Blundergoon off the seat, and then I'm just gonna look back at the auto porter. I'm gonna hold the cane and my necklace in my hands. I'm gonna close my eyes and do my best to recollect what I saw the interior of the auto porters when we were considering hiring one all those days ago. And I'm gonna describe the like driver's seat, which is inside, right? It's hidden from.
It is open. It's open to the world.
Are there interior pieces? Like, is there a cover essentially I would know of?
There isn't, but also as part of the spell, you don't have to necessarily, like, if you can see a spot, you can just say, I want to go there, if it's within the spell's range.
Okay, I'm gonna clutch my necklace and in Draconic, describe on the other side of the auto porter, and I will silently disappear in dimension door behind the auto porter.
Okay. So,
That's great.
so you are you tr- what are you trying? Are you trying to bring the bike with you?
No, I don't think I can.
That would exceed your carrying weight, so you couldn't bring the bike. But you do grab your Blundergoon. You do grab your cane sword, and you to the autoporter, and you now see you are standing behind. They're about 5 feet away from you. One of them's 5 feet. The other one's about 10 feet diagonally away from you. These two robots that look like, from the base, they look like they are hunters. They look like sort of this almost oval shape of the hunter's back. But where the oval is, this sort of Y-shaped top has come out. And from the center of the Y, sort of just below where the Y forks off, there's a spot that is sort of like flipped down to be horizontal. And you see that it looks to be almost like an arc bus that has been affixed to this thing that has been sort of like underslung as this weapon. And from the backs of these things, you can even see from there that these the two prongs of the Y are just covered in sensory nodes. Seems to be like different cameras, different sort of ways of sensing to make them as perceptive as they can be.
Okay. Now I just wanted to make sure that you know that I'm on the other side of, like, if the autoporter's here and they're both here, then I want to be on the other side of the autoporter.
Okay. So you're on the other side of the autoporter.
And then I'm going to use my movement. I have 10 feet left. I'm going to drop prone and then crawl 5 feet under the autoporter.
Yes.
Okay, the autoporter is mostly circular, so there isn't like a whole lot of under area to it, but you can get sort of like up against it.
I'm skinny. Okay, yeah, I'll squeeze. But can I still see the legs of those creatures?
You can still see the legs of them.
Okay, and then finally, with my bonus action, I'll cast Hexblade's Curse on the one that's closest to me. It's 5 feet, right?
So since you are now underneath, since you're on the opposite side of the other porter now underneath, they're both equally 5 feet, one to the left, 5 feet, one to the right.
Okay, I'll do the one on the left, so that's everybody else's right.
Okay.
Do I feel a heartbeat?
So that's everybody else's right. That's this one. Rex is now back over here. The first thing you notice is for the first time in casting this spell, there is no heartbeat.
And I end my turn.
Okay.
You die.
God.
There's no heartbeat because it follows you.
You know that little bit of like character coloration that you put in where your heartbeat matches it? You're dead.
You're dead, bitch.
So jumping back up to the top of initiative, Abby.
All right.
There's 25 feet between you and the dude. 20 of that feet is difficult terrain.
There is also a prone robot right next to me.
There's also a prone robot right next to you.
I am going to bury an axe into the top of it.
Okay, give me an attack with advantage against this fool.
23.
Oh, that hits.
Yes.
Oh, that hits.
And that is for a total of 15 damage. Nope. 11.
Okay.
Yep.
So that brings him down to...
Oh, you're on it.
Okay, and next hit?
Yeah. Next hit. I'm gonna actually look at the scientist and be like, "Is that the best you got?" And I'm gonna just run straight across the difficult terrain, 40 feet.
Okay, I've just got to double check that this doesn't have any like negative effects of running across it. I don't think there is. I think it's just difficult terrain. Erupting Urge. Nope, it's just difficult terrain.
And I'm gonna...
You're going across this ground that has been just ravaged, and it's like cracks and like things that would to any normal person be ankle breaking, and you just sort of like dance across it and reach the dude who just stares at you, and you hear him mutter under his breath, just get away!
Get away from me, man!
I'm
such a jerk!
I'm gonna scoopity poop, pick him up.
We're gonna pick him up.
I'm gonna pick him up.
He's gonna try and resist that.
Yep, good luck to you.
You throw him? Throw him into his own difficult terrain, you fucking monster.
God, so that is on his part, that's a 13.
That's a 21.
Okay, so you grapple him.
Okay, and I'm gonna lift him up, And how far away are the turrets from me?
The turrets are at this point, because he's moved 25 feet towards them. They were 190.
60.
100. Yeah, so about like 165 feet away.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna take a knee facing the hunter, and I'm gonna go, "Hey, you better turn that off, or I'm gonna feed you to it."
You feel him like squirming in your arms.
That's my turn.
Okay. Jade, laying on the ground, you have you moved as far back as you could, so you're pretty well back where you started. What would you like to do?
I would like to say that, like, first off, when Isla ran by, as we like high-fived running by, she heard in her head like shadows go through her head as her body just like the dark shadows enveloped her as she kind of puffs into a mist. I would like to say that. And then as that happened, I watched the darkness I create just, and I go, magic's so stupid. And then I'm just going to roll onto my back and healing surge and just lay there. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. Do your healing surge, and we're gonna jump to the hunter.
Oh, double 6! Nice!
The hunter is going to use half its movement to stand up. And it is going to you see it there, Abby, as you are turned towards it. So you've just picked up this dude and like turned him back towards the hunter. You see, turning it back towards the hunter, you see Ludi is like right there, about like 5 feet away from you, was heading towards this dude. He's sprinting at this guy. You see the hunter, sort of the legs pull back in and push itself back up, and you see the front legs start to kind of come off the ground as the back legs take more of its weight, and you see underneath it this cylindrical piece sort of drops down from its chest, and there is a slight hum that emits from it before you hear a boom sound as something is fired off in Ludi's direction. Ludi, that is a 16 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Okay, so you see this small projectile whiz by you. Don't know what it was, but by the sound of it, it wasn't a bullet. There was no gunshot sound. It sounded like something that was ejected.
And did I know where it came from?
Yes, it came from behind you, came from the hunter. You sort of glance over and you see the hunter that is reared up, and it has this sort of tube extended from its chest. And it then comes back down onto all 8 legs and is going to use the rest of its movement to sort of start skittering itself. It's going to start skittering itself about 10 feet towards you. And you see as it moves, the front claws sort of come more frontal, and you see it begin to roll into a ball as it begins to pick up speed. And that is its turn. We now jump to Isla, the invisible Isla. So there is the scientist you just stabbed is 50 feet away from you.
50?
50, because she dashed to get away.
Okay. I'm gonna chase her.
You're gonna chase her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you have to, that is a move and a dash to catch up.
Yeah. So I'll take my full movement and my bonus action dash.
Okay.
And I'd like to get to the side of her. So if she's here, instead of just coming to meet her like this, I want to come to meet her like this. Do you know what I mean?
I was just double checking something. So you're coming to meet her like
next to her, like to the side, not behind or in front of. And then I'd like to stab her.
Okay, give me a Roll to hit with advantage because you're still invisible. Because greater invisibility is a minute of true invisibility. Good God.
That's 23.
Yes, Isla. Yes.
Give me damage with sneak attack.
Woo! Hey guys,
Never.
I never roll well.
We're on the side, just like you described so vividly.
Okay. 3 of those d6s were 6s.
Whoa, baby!
Yeah. That's
Roll well.
That's 26 points of piercing damage.
So, this poor little gnomish woman, what's your finishing move?
Oh crap! I didn't want to kill her. Oh, I'm an asshole.
You killed her twice over with
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
Ah!
Okay. Yeah.
Way to go, Am.
Okay. I'm gonna run up, and honestly, I'm just a little peeved at these people for the way they've handled this, and I didn't like the way she was looking at me all the time, so I'm mostly scared of her getting away, so I'm not trying to kill her, but I'm just trying to, like, get her to stop, and running after her, I'm just gonna reach out and pull my dagger, as, like, in movement forward, and meaning to just, like, nick her, I accidentally, like, reach too far forward, and as I pull it back, I slice along the throat.
Okay, so as she's running, glancing behind her, you catch her just as her head's turned behind her, and as she turns to face front is when the dagger comes across her throat, and she just falls into a heap, rolls about 5 feet, and lands unmoving in front of you.
Oh, crap!
Can you see this from the auto porter position?
You do. You see this. You see the one, the gnomish woman running, and you see her just hit the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, not sure if it was a spell that Jade threw or what, but something hit her and just.
Could I make an insight check to see if I can figure it out?
Give me an intelligence check. Just flat int.
Here it comes, +1. Oh, fell off the table. One more time. 13.
13? No clue. Could have been Jade. Could have been like maybe Abby threw like a tomahawk he's been hiding.
Okay.
How far away is Abby?
Abby, since she's 50, Abby's about 25 feet away from you.
Great. I like to message in his head.
Okay.
Say, I accidentally killed this one. Can we try to keep the other guy alive? Like, hurt him, shake him up a bit for sure, but like, preferably, in working order. Also, I'm invisible.
Okay. With that, we go to scientist who's dead.
Did I have any movement left on that dash?
She was 50. You have 10 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna move towards the auto porter.
Okay, so another 10 feet towards the outer porter, which is now. Oh, God. It's now, I'd say, like 120 feet away from you.
Whoa, really?
They're
Okay,
far
never
away.
mind.
They started shooting at you guys when it was like about 200 feet away.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, so you're heading towards the auto porter?
No.
No?
I won't do that.
Just gonna hold you around?
Yep.
Okay. From there, we go to the one scientist that is alive, and as you're holding him, Abby, feeling him squirm, he looks at you, presses a hand to your face, and you begin to feel warmth underneath his hand as you are engulfed in a gout of flame that expels from his hand. I'm going to need you to make a... what is this one? This is Scorcher.
Oh, fuck that guy.
So that is it's a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, Abby, do you have danger sense?
No, I gave up danger
Because one of the
sense
things
so
that
I could
we
see
changed for
really far.
the alternate ones that are way cooler, and all of you watching should check out Unearthed Arcana for the alternate class variations. There's some dope shit.
Oh.
Yeah, honestly, more value. And that's a 17. So
You know what? A 17 will save, but unfortunately, let's see if he rolls. Let's see if he rolls better first, because for all I know, this could be no damage. 30 feet long, 5 feet wide. That is. Okay, so that's 11 points of fire damage, cut down in half to 5 points of fire damage.
and I am also resistant.
Yes, that was with the cut. Oh, shoot. 11 cut in half, yep, because you saved. Cut in half again, so 2 points of fire damage.
This man is not having a good day.
And realizing that after firing this gout of flame at your head, which you just like quickly ducked your head, there's only like slight little singeing in the side of your hair as he just, and with both his fists, smacks on your chest, and you suddenly feel that you're holding nothing. And glancing behind you, he has bamfed 30 feet behind you and is running.
Oh.
So he's now 55 feet away as he used
How
missed.
unfortunate. Okay.
Did he run past me?
No, because he's there's about 10 feet between you and between like the two where the two scientists were.
But she had ran 50 feet in, so I chased her. So we were 50 feet
but
away from
there was still 10 feet. Like they were running parallel, and there was 10 feet between them as they were running. So he's still running that straight line. So he's still 10 feet away from where you are.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, because you're here, and he's come running like this.
Right, okay.
And now that's him. And we now jump to Ludi. What would you like to do?
Is the man in range of me? How about
5 feet. He's 55 feet. What's your movement speed?
5?
If you use a dash action, because he's 60 feet away from you, because you were 5 feet away from him and he moved 55 feet.
Fuck it. Oh, I'm using it.
Okay.
I've got 2 points. What's 2 out of 7? Well, it's 5 left.
So
Okay.
you make it to him. You use the dash. You make it to him with still 50 feet of movement left.
So I know that Baby Hunter is still rolling after me, hey?
Baby Hunter's rolling towards either you or Abby, one of the two of you.
Okay, well, I'm going to circle around so that Dude Boy is between Baby Hunter and I. And let me sound like a human shield. And stopping him right in his tracks, I'm assuming, because he was moving away and I circle in front of him.
Yeah, but he's still like, as you run and come around him, he's just trying to get around you. He's trying to duck around.
Okay, then I guess I'm not going to attempt to grapple him or anything. I'm keeping him between me and that guy, and I pull out my knife. No, I pull out my Derringer, and I say, if you turn those things off, we don't kill you, and we hide you from crime tech. But if you let them hurt us, you go the same way as your friend over there. And I nod towards the woman whose throat Isla slit.
Give me an intimidation check.
Yeah, thank you. Can I jab the gun straight under his chin for advantage, or you know?
I'd say no. He's still in like a combat phase. He's very focused on escaping.
Okay. Sorry, I'm rolling for intimidation.
Yes.
It's a 13 on the die and a 1. It's a 14 altogether.
Okay. Seems spooked, definitely, by what you've said.
Does he say anything or do anything?
He doesn't say or do anything different.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the gun at his feet.
So, like, hitting him in the foot or missing him?
Just to the side of his foot, but I'm clearly not trying to hit him. It's a warning shot.
Okay.
So I'd like
Give
to
me another intimidation check at disadvantage.
a disadvantage.
You've already tried to intimidate him once, and now you're trying to top yourself.
But I'm like making it scarier. My gun.
I don't understand. I don't. Okay.
You're trying to do two intimidation checks in a turn, so one of them's got to be a disadvantage. 9. All right.
Answer me. Does he speak?
Doesn't speak. And is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn? That is, I'd say your attack action. You still have your movement.
I have the rest of my. Can I have the rest of my movement to like if he moves away from me on his next turn? Can it just follow into that and I keep pace with him?
I would say not. You can try and like preemptively run in the direction that he's going to go.
I'm not going to do that. I just want to stay with him. But if I can't do that, then I can't do that. So that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So from there, we now go to the 2 sniper bots, who, by the way, Rex, I'm going to need you to give me a stealth check as you were crawling under this auto porter.
Badly. Come on, Pelican! Yes! 24.
They have no clue you're there. No clue. However, you do hear another series of shots that are... I'm just going to check... Cool. So there is a pair of shots fired off by this by these robots. Both of them firing at Ludi. Whoa! Get out of here! No. Why did that open? That is a 17 to hit.
It hits, but I can use my reaction, right?
Yes, you can. You can use your reaction to deflect missiles again.
So I will do that. 17 does hits, just hits. Which is the D10? It's 9 on the die, plus 4 is 13, plus 7 is 20.
And it did 19, so 1 less, just like last time. So you're able to move, you can move, if you wish, you can move 10 feet.
I want to come right up to that guy, and I'm just going to grab his shirt. Or if I can't grab anything, I'm just going to step right, so I'm literally right in his face.
Okay, so just stepping closer to him. And the second shot ringing off.
Just to clarify, can I not grab his shirt? Just so I
No, you can. That would be like a grapple. To try and like stop him from moving would be a grapple. Second shot, that's a 10. That's an 18 to hit.
Oh, okay. I don't think I can only do that once, right?
You can only do it once. You've used your reaction.
18 hits.
9, 5, 14 plus 3. So that's 17 points of piercing damage as the second shot wings into your back. And then
coming from behind me.
Yeah, they're shooting because you're facing off the dude, and he's trying to run to the auto porter, and you facing him has put your back to the auto porter.
Okay.
With that, we jump to Rex at the auto porter.
I, following with Kane and Blundergoon in hand, I'm gonna roll out, still hidden, aiming with both of them within my 15-foot cone with the Blundergoon, and let a shot ring out.
Okay, so give me a roll to hit with advantage. Yeah, give me 1 roll to hit with advantage because the roll to hit affects both.
Okay. Natural 20.
Nice.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's oh yeah, so 2d8. So that's 16 to start.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 2, 18, and 1, 19, plus 3, which is 22 to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But then, the one on my left, everybody else is right, is going to take an extra 3. So one takes 22, and the other takes 25 damage.
Nice.
Damn.
Okay, so you hear the sound of bullets scattering against their metal backs as the one that you hit the hardest, the one that you have Hexblade's Curse on, sort of rotates on the base of this Y shape and looks towards you, and you can see the arquebus sort of set in the center of its sort of body as it looks towards you with this bank of about 7 or 8 eyes.
And with my bonus action, I crack the barrel open with a fling, use my cane to poof, hit the spot. Oh, actually, I have to reload it normally. I put an actual buckshot in, snap it closed, and with my second attack, shoot at them both again.
Okay, give me one roll. This is just a flat roll on this one.
Okay. I can do this. Oh, wait, Blundergoon, so it's going to be Dex proficiency does 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
Okay.
The second shot, the bullets just sort of scatter a bit too wide.
Blast. Okay, and then am I within 5 feet right now?
You're not within melee. Like there's 5 feet between you and them, but you're not within 5 feet.
Okay, I'd like to put myself on one side of, like, the closest side. Sorry, on the farthest side away from the other one. So if these are them, I want to put myself there.
Okay, so you're going there.
Crouch down with cane and Blundergoon in hand, looking at the one right in front of me.
Okay, are you using half your movement to stand?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so you are also standing. That's good to know. And is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Yeah, I just want to, with my armpit, take the sword out and then leave the cane bit on the ground right beside me. Can I do that?
Yeah, I'd say it's an item action.
Yeah, and now I have it.
Okay. One thing you notice as we jump back to the top of the initiative is after these 2 robots were hit with the spray of bullets, you see what was once sort of these banks of eyes that were with these small little white spots where it seemed to be taking in the light and processing it, suddenly sort of flash a deep blue. And the one that was swiveled towards you swivels towards Ludi. And with that is where we're going to end the session for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Dungeons and Drama Majors. We really appreciate the support from you guys, the very, very wonderful community. Do we have quotes?
We do. Funny thing is, most of them are Isla. Okay, the first one is from Isla. And she'll be like, I only gave birth once. And then this is also Isla. Question the first. This one's Rex. Ha ha! Look, a different guy. When he was pretending, he was like spinning in the circle, pretending to be other guys. This one's also Isla. I thought this one was so funny. Okay. I just wrote down literally what she was saying. It wasn't specifically funny, but like just that, it was just very funny. Also, I wrote down Ben's joke about the lack of women in engineering. Like just the whole spree of it was just kind of like, it was like so true to him. It's like, yeah, that, of course you had to bring that up. And then the last one's also Isla. I'd like to get beside her like this, and then I'd like to stab her.
I'd like to stab her. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sheldon. And thank you once again, you guys, for tuning in to Dungeons and Drama Majors. We will be back this time next week. Catch us. See if these guys live. See, why did these 2 robots turn blue and turn towards Ludi? We'll find out next week on Dungeons and Drama Majors.
Yay! See you Sunday.